The best golfing weather is upon us, and Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to enjoy your round of golf with us. Our warm and welcoming atmosphere and spectacular golf course keeps our customers coming back. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
Malfunctions in your electrical panel can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888-8-Sparky.
Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
1010XL, WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. From the offseason to the postseason, nobody covers the Jaguars like 1010XL. This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 26, 1993, Major League Baseball's Carlos Martinez famously hits a ball off Jose Canseco's head for a home run in the 7-6 win over Texas.
Now in Hodges Mazda, the first ever Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, or PHEV. Our 3-row SUV crafted to exhilarate through electrification, design, technology, and performance. Lauren Brooks here. Lease a new 2024 Mazda CX-90 PHEV today for only $496 a month. All vehicle purchases come with 2 years free maintenance. Visit Hodges Mazda today or online at HodgesMazda.com. See dealer for details. $3,999 due at lease. Signing terms and fees for qualified lessees. 36-month lease expires May 31st, 2023.
Want great drinks at a great location without paying outrageous prices? Players Grill has you covered. Monday through Friday, happy hour from 3 to 5 p.m. $15 bottomless mimosas on the weekend. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets.
David Garrard here. Once again, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has eased my knee pain with PRP treatment. PRP is a platelet-rich plasma concentrate that promotes tissue repair naturally. If you are dealing with pain or an injury, ask your doctor, a Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, about PRP to determine if it's right for you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
When your vehicle needs an oil change, but you really haven't got the time, visit the newest Famous Quick Lube location in Jacks Beach near Penman. It's the same fast, affordable service at your convenience. That's Famous Quick Lube.
What? They did not tell me they were going to do that. I need a new bank.
Well, actually, One-to-One Financial doesn't do the usual bank surprises because we're not a bank. We're a credit union, and that means lower loan interest, things like free checking and member rewards, and of course, total investment back into our community. I'm sold.
Find a better way to bank than big banks with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit 121fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Did you know that many cooling companies are now part of big conglomerates with no connection to Northeast Florida? In the past, they have concentrated on heating and air conditioning, but after a buyout, many add plumbing and electrical services. This raises their overhead, and those costs are passed on to the consumer. It's a case where bigger isn't better, it's just more expensive. Not Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Mike Merritt remains family-owned and operated. Merritt's focus has been the same for more than 30 years, keeping Northeast Florida comfortable, no matter what the weather. And there are no overtime or weekend surcharges. Mike Merritt's team does not work on commission. They repair only what needs repair and offer replacements only on what can't be fixed. And unlike at giant corporations where you can feel like just another number, with Mike Merritt you'll feel like number one. Florida license CACO 50384.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Rise and shine, Goo Go time on a Friday morning. We have made it into the cusp, onto the cusp. We're at the cusp. You know what we got coming, E.T.? We got a 3-day weekend, my brother.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh, yes, sir. We're going to count you down. Content heavy with a lot of good percolating stuff. I mean, I guess the lead story from a Jaguars perspective, that was strange moves afoot yesterday, no? Am I the only one that was absolutely shocked by that roster move?
Yeah, it caught me off guard.
Right? I mean, Riley Patterson got off to kind of a rough start last year, but make no mistake, based on 1 year alone, and you can't do that always with the kicker position, But based on 1 year alone, Riley Patterson was much better last year than Brandon McManus, who is, a Pro Bowl kicker and one of the most dangerous in the NFL from long distance. So, he was kind of surprisingly released by the Broncos. You always wonder with those Broncos kickers if you're getting, if it's kind of like if you sign a Colorado Rocky batter, right? They play at a different altitude. You just wonder, does that make any kind of difference? But I thought yesterday's move was, quite frankly, shocking. I mean, Riley Patterson, well, listen, forever grateful, Jag Nation, for that kick to beat the Chargers and keep last year's, unbelievable late season run going, but we'll have more on that. I've got a text in this morning to Scobes. We'll see if Josh Scobie can join us. And again, it's a Jaguar-friendly segment that will be, but just the nature of the kicking position, man. Look, Patterson's much younger than McManus, but I think we've learned at the kicker position that doesn't matter, man. The good ones kick till they're 38, 40, sometimes 42 years old. But just strange because you did not interpret kicker to be a position of weakness at all. So I'll tell you what else is strange. Do you remember where the Jaguars got Riley Patterson last year? Y'all remember? He was training camp cut by the Detroit Lions. He had been forced to play the season before because of an injury up in Detroit, so Detroit released him, and the Jaguars jumped on him with a waiver claim, and you kind of almost felt like that was the guy they had targeted all along, because remember last year the kicking situation was not good to start the year. And then they settled, again, another, expert navigation by Doug Peterson. They settled on Riley Patterson. He came in, he struggled a little bit initially, but by the end of the year it was money, and overall his numbers, as I said, field goal percentage, extra point percentage, better than Brandon McManus, who's done it for, a lot longer time. So I'm not saying it's the wrong move. It's probably the right one. It's probably the right one I'm sure they're factoring in leg strength and experience, and not to mention resume. And the resume in this swap off would be advantage McManus for sure. So, I don't know. Interesting. Today is a huge day here on the First Coast for everyone listening to the program right now. It's a huge day for E.T. It's a huge one for me. Or let's just say an impactful one. Oh, I'm not saying it's impacting you today, but at some point of your life, today has impacted you. And so that is not exclusively 6 o'clock material. But there's your riddle. Tell me why. Okay? Today is a day that has impacted every single one of us, either talking, that's me, or hearing, that's you. It has. May not today, particularly, but either it has, it will, or some combination of those two or three. There's your riddle. Riddle that for an hour, and we'll circle back to it. Shout out to the Moto Guggen next to me on the interstate this morning as the rain started to blow through. Oof. Yeah. Not sure I want to be out and about on the motorcycle this morning as the rains blow through. Not so sure about that one. I felt for him. I did. It's the long hat summer. My hat today has a story now. Yeah, today's hat reveal probably needs to be a segment. So maybe we'll bust that out, a little bit later this hour. But yeah, this hat has a story to tell. You can see, this is supposed to be white, E.T. See how dingy that is? Yeah, that indicates a couple of different things.
Interesting.
But this hat has a story now. Okay, y'all trust me on that one. If whether or not you have bought in to the long hat summer with us every day is Hatterday. The idea here is for all of us to kind of stop our hoarding. Let's declutter a little bit. I will at the end of this ET. I'm going to parse through I don't know. I think I underestimated how many I had. I look at the huge stack in front of me. It's daunting. We probably will have to double up at some point. When we factor in seriously, I'm not going to keep wearing a hat in every day through November. I'm starting to think that's where it'll be when I know I got a week off coming up here shortly. We're getting into the summertime. We're both going to be off from time to time. You just came off of 2. We wasted 2 days there, right? I've got a mountain of hats at home, and none of the 100 that I have the story that this hat has. How's that for a tease? I'm teasing and riddling. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I also have this from the drive-in. You know, the big talk right now, ET, is about this AI. You heard of this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Allen Iverson.
There you go. AI could have used some AI at different times along the way. Okay, here's my observation on AI. All right. So we're capable, technologically and as a society, to produce artificial intelligence. That's what you're telling me, right? How about this one? Let's start with baby steps. If you're hearing me this morning, you can feel me. Because right now you're sitting at a traffic light while the light that is holding you up, the green light going crisscross the road you're on, there hadn't been a car go through that intersection in 20 minutes. You think we could determine some sort of system, especially like in the off hours, that when you pull it, like the light stays green unless it needs to go red?
Right.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
It's
I
a
know
small,
exactly which light you're talking about.
There's a bunch of different ones, man. I mean, they're here, they're there, they're everywhere. They're in all outposts. You 6 o'clockers, you out get going today. I don't care if you're, hammering nails or holding conference calls. You know what I'm talking, especially if you drive in the off hours like we do. I'm talking 5 in the morning. I don't mean we just haphazardly flip lights red to green throughout the day. But in the morning, if you're flying down, say, Racetrack Road and maybe there's a traffic light that there's, a new development to the left, but there hasn't been anybody pull out of that development in a good half hour, probably should never stop at the red light there. It doesn't make any damn sense is what I'm trying to say. All right, I hesitate to go with what I'm about to go with because I'm doing it to encourage. Okay, it's not a humble brag. I don't feel anything special about it, although I do feel pretty damn good. And so I want to share in that feeling with you and encourage and see if you can't do the same thing today. Then you let me know. You can do it via the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosure 641-1010. You let me know how it makes you feel. All right. Let me tell you what just happened to me, ET, as I stopped at the corner Sip and Go. All right. And again, I'm no ambassador for generosity. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. Let's just call it a pay it forward Friday. All right. So I stop at the Sip and Go. I get out. I'm getting into my truck, ET, and an older gentleman, kind of approaches me and asks me a simple question. You got a smoke? Not being a smoker, I kind of gave him the shrug. No, man, I'm sorry. I go to put the truck in gear, and he makes his way around the front of my truck, and he's about to walk up towards the door to the Sip and Go. And then I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Give it a little honk. My man comes back. I peeled off a 20. Get yourself a pack, my brother. How much are cigarettes these days? How many packs of smokes does $20 get you?
I couldn't even tell you.
Couple, maybe? What are cigarettes, $10 a pack now? I don't know, man. Now, have I contributed to the delinquency? Have I caused further health problems? Maybe I have, but you know what? I got to be honest. How I feel, how it made me feel to make this dude's day. He's scumbling along looking for one cigarette. I have bestowed upon him a bunch.
He got a whole dub out of it.
Happy to do it. Don't want a hug or a handshake or special congratulations from him. He was very appreciative. Thank you, bro. And he walks off his way. And damn, that felt like a good $20 to spend.
Yes, sir.
So maybe today when you're out at the gas station or you go in for your coffee, let's make it a $20 pay it forward. In some way or the other, you're going to cross some situation or circumstance where surprise somebody around you with a 20. What do you think? You like that plan, ET?
I don't know if I give them a whole 20.
Pick up their coffee then. How about that?
Could do something
whatever
like
it might be. I was stuck, buddy. If I'd had a 5.
Right, yeah.
That's why I'm saying. I'm not trying to set some gold standard, of charity here. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, damn, made me feel good, though. Made me feel good to give somebody something that they weren't expecting, and it wasn't, by any stretch the end of the world. So
I know that feeling.
You know what I mean? Is Boston going to come back? That's a question now that becomes, certainly more worthy of asking. I'm not sure that we should view what happened last night in Boston as a surprise. So if we believe the long-running historical stat, I'm not sure last night's results should change our mind, but we'll dive into the NBA playoffs that I'm just happy to see continue because the finals don't start until next Thursday, and I'm among that group, however big or small it is, that actually enjoys watching the NBA playoffs. So by winning Game 5 last night and going back to Miami for Game 6, that means I got some Saturday night NBA playoff basketball I can look forward to, but the Celtics seem to be getting back on track. Remember that three-point stat? That's a big one. We'll get into those numbers as we move along here this morning. And then there's the block party that got shut down yesterday by reality, but it's another aspect of it. And look, we kind of fed this narrative, so I almost feel bad doing it, but I think it's kind of time for all of us to take a look in the mirror at what the reaction is to Michael Block shooting 81 yesterday, and I believe being DFL at Colonial. All right? And there's some layers to peel back on that one. But the short version, and we can go into a little bit later, the short version is this. So let me get this straight. We love a guy's personality and his excitement and his enthusiasm. We're going to interview him on the golf course 2 or 3 times. We are going to show live Colonial calling him and offering him an exemption into their tournament. He's going to do literally 4,000 interviews. But when he slips and he says something, just riding this wave of attention and confidence that he's been on, when he says something like, if I could hit it as far as Rory, I could be as good as anyone in the world. I'm world class in the other elements. But somehow that's all we remember when he shot that 81 yesterday. Something tells me that Michael Block will just like his last name, block all that out, and he won't hear the vitriol that's coming his way, particularly on social media, right? I mean, they turned awful quick. Now the only thing that Michael Block has done in the last week is say, I'm world class. That's what it feels like after he played so poorly yesterday. By the way, I mean, I don't want to sprain his shoulder here, patting myself on the back. Did I tell you he was going to hack it this week? Didn't I tell you? It's a lot easier from a mindset standpoint as a golfer to know you're playing a real hard golf tournament, and if you can stay around even par, that's enough. That's not as daunting as knowing you've got to go out and shoot 10, 12 under par in the first 2 rounds to stay alive. Not sure. Now, that being said, double down on the confidence. Now, let me double check. I don't want to quote it exactly, but his response to his 81 yesterday. Again, this is a story just in general. Justin, man, they build up fast and then boom, they disappoint and they go away quick. And I think that we should maybe reserve the space in golf history for Michael Block to be the Cinderella story we saw last week. I don't know if you all recognize, we brought it up a couple times. That wasn't the first PGA tournament that Michael Block was ever invited to and participated in. That wasn't the only one. It's like he's played PGA Tour events 20, 30 times. He's 46 years old, by the way. Like veteran Ryan Palmer is 46 years old. If he won the PGA, it would be I'm sorry, if he won Colonial, if he won a non-major, it's a big story for a 46-year-old just to play good golf for 4 rounds, never mind 3 or 4 weeks. I took the Braves off TV probation, let you know how that went for me last night. We'll come back, we'll talk to Captain Kev. I got such a story here with today's hat. I'm not sure maybe we'll do it next segment. We'll see how we're moving along, how much time we got. Got a story, though. It's supposed to be white. Let me hold this up. Y'all see this? You see this on YouTube? That ain't white, is it? It was white when I bought it. Maybe there's your first clue. Have you ever had, your dad or your uncle or some coach, this usually gets, told to you 11 and 12 years old that, I got underwear older than you, kid. Remember that saying. All right, this is the drill. It's GFL Friday. Look for those bright green trucks and cans out everywhere. I'm neither a meteorologist nor am I a charter captain, but with my limited knowledge of kind of both those professions, I would say that we could be in for kind of a rough fishing forecast, but we'll get the lowdown from Captain Kev when we return as well. We got lots of football stuff to get into. I have a football fix, and interesting storylines. There's a couple of teams that are taking on the look that it's going to be a long year. So we'll get into some of that this morning as well. Glad you're up and at 'em with us, you 6 o'clockers, spinning those wheels of commerce, maybe through some spit and rain this morning. Stay high and dry. Make it to Friday afternoon because we got a 3-dayer. At least most of us do, waiting on us. So we'll be back with more. You can reach out and touch us on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. That number is 641-1010. Via the email at thedrill@1010xl.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. 1010XL puts the ball in play-by-play.
Kick on the way!
Impeccable today.
From way downtown. That ball's ripped.
For play-by-play, it's 1010XL.
Only at Key Buick GMC receive employee pricing for everyone on all remaining 22 GMCs in stock. Also receive employee pricing on 23 GMC Acadias and Terrains, as well as financing available as low as 0.9% on all new GMC trucks. Key Buick GMC, the home of Jacksonville's clear pricing with no added markups, as well as the only Buick GMC dealership offering a lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade, corner of South Side and Gate. Please see dealer for details. EVs not included on employee pricing.
In my job, I never held back. I played hurt and I pushed through the pain. Sound familiar?
Football legend Emmitt Smith had a reputation for just grinding through the injuries and pain over and over. That may be you. And QC Kinetics sees patients every day who are exhausted from dealing with the persistent pain.
A lot of you work physically demanding jobs. You stand, you climb, you bend down, you reach up, and if you have joint pain, it takes all you got to earn a living. But it's time you know about QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the leaders in regenerative treatments, help relieve that debilitating joint pain without surgeries or downtime. These are natural solutions that use your body's own healing properties to give you lasting relief from the soreness and achiness.
You got a job to do. I get it. But now you don't have to suffer through the pain. Check out my friends over at QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Hey, this is Stevie Beechurst of Beechurst Plumbing. Growing up in Jacksonville, I was always proud when my dad would point at a building and say, I did the plumbing for that. That's the same kind of pride we instill in every plumber here at Beechurst Plumbing. And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing spring specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit BeechurstPlumbing.com. BETROS Plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious? Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
It's time to fire up the grill. Houston's Meat Specials of the Week. 10 pounds of fresh jumbo chicken wings, only $12.95. 2-pack pork spare ribs, only $1.99 a pound. And whole T-bone steaks at $4.95 a pound. Only at Houston's Meats, Main Street and 295.
Where on your body is the weenus? The answer next.
When you call Southern Oak and file a claim, you'll be handled by our hand-picked vendors who will analyze any roof, storm, or water damage. It'll save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The weenus is your elbow skin and can be pinched as hard as you want, and it will never cause pain.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Get ready to take your game to the next level at Best Bet. Come and experience the best in card games, top-notch hospitality, award-winning sushi, and nonstop fun at our Jacksonville and Orange Park locations. We've got something fun for everyone. Choose from a variety of exciting poker games, including limits to suit all skill levels. If you're looking to try something new, we offer easy-to-learn games like one-card poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Pai Gow. You can also place bets on thrilling simulcast races while enjoying delicious food and drinks. See why we're the go-to destination for gaming and entertainment. Go to bestbetjacks.com.
If you want to get into broadcasting, 1010XL is partnering with the Broadcasters and Sportscasters Mentoring Group to offer on-air broadcast training to a select few. Find out how you can be mentored at getintobroadcasting.com. Getintobroadcasting.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, is home this weekend at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Tonight is Red Shirt Friday with post-game fireworks presented by Florida Health Duval County. Tomorrow, the first 2,000 fans get a beverage belt plus more fireworks courtesy of 1-to-1 Financial. Then Sunday, more fireworks after the 6:05 game on Baptist Health Family Fun Day. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family, fun.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, Captain Kevin Favors Fishing Report. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service. On 1010XL.
All right, let's bring in my buddy, Captain Kevin Favor, on the hotline here. Boom. Got him a win last week. Let's ride that Scheffler.
Yeah, we've kind of been riding Scheffler, haven't we?
Yeah, that seems like a smart bet, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And I kind of doubled up and won a lunch bet with Hicken.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good week for you. And
Yeah,
I tried. Listen, Hickens had a couple of these narratives of late. I've tried to talk him out of. That was one of them.
Yeah.
You know these guys. If you got top level skill and it's your weekend, but now top level, and there's only 3 or 4 of them now on that. You know, on that tour, I think that can do that. But certainly, Brooks Koepka when healthy, and that's what we're learning here, right? That Koepka's healthy.
Dude, he's intimidating.
He's the most mentally tough gamer in the sport right now. And to your point, intimidating, that's not just a fan's perspective. I saw a confidential, one of those confidential deals.
Yeah.
There are players don't want to get paired with him. He does intimidate, not Tiger level intimidation, but there is some there.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And when he's rolling, especially, and Buddy, he was rolling, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he hit a couple bad drives that he got away with, that he just made bogey instead of double or something like that. And so I got to ask you, I didn't understand the ruling of Hovland on 16.
What do you mean, when he drilled it into the bottom of the bunker?
Yeah. So he's in the bunker.
The ball was outside of the bunker. That's why he got to drop it up there where he did. The ball went above the land, the line of the sand.
But it's an unplayable lie, right?
Right. Embedded ball. Plug.
Right. So he's 2 in, 3 out, hitting 4.
No. He doesn't have to take a stroke. You get a free get a free drop because it's essentially a plugged ball.
A plugged ball.
Yeah, which you get a free drop on.
All right, so he makes double instead of.
You know who did the same? Corey Connors did the exact same thing the day before.
And I didn't watch.
Exact same thing, Kev. Like from the same spot, the same miss. I mean, just an uncanny coincidence of choke, because those are choking dog shots, man. If you're a pro, it's not like he was right up against the face, right? I mean, he had 10 yards, and both of them just drilled it about 8 inches off the ground.
Yeah, I know.
Connors had the lead, Kev. He had the lead, and he doubled that hole.
Yeah, and like you said, I didn't watch much of Saturday. I watched all of Sunday. I mean, I sat down and watched the whole thing. It was an amazing round of golf.
I thought it was very compelling, but they
and then block that was come on, man, that was fairy tale stuff.
It really, especially when you see the reality is of him and his game. is the 81 he shot yesterday at Colonial, right? I mean, that's what made this story so special. Now people want to, like, condemn him for, being a bum when, no, that's what made that run. And he's 46, by the way, Kev. If a PGA, if it's just a 46-year-old PGA Tour pro wins a tournament, we make a big deal out of it, right? And we should.
Yeah. And if you play a lot of golf and you're at that level, you can have that week. You know what I mean? I mean, you can find something, and you're like, you know what? I mean,
just like this, Kev.
But dude, when you lose it, you're gonna shoot 80.
It's just the sliding scale is different. I mean, I'll give you now. The difference is at that level, the level that Michael Block is capable of playing at, you can do it for 4 days. But it's kind of equivalent to me if I went out today and shot 74, which I'm completely capable of doing. But I'm also, by the way, likely to then play again tomorrow and shoot 84.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But they do it for 40. But so, that golf is volatile, man. I mean, unless you are, and even for the ones at the very top. I mean, look, we marvel at this in golf. There are weeks. There have been weeks, periods of time where Sam Burns looks like he's the best golfer on the planet.
Exactly.
Right? Colin Morikawa, or just, there's just, it's in what makes greats great, and this applies to all sports, is the consistency that they do it with.
Yeah, and I mean, a great example this year is JT, Justin Thomas. He hadn't done anything.
Sure. Right. It was a terrible slump. Spieth hadn't done much in years.
No, but they could win next week.
They sure could. If one thing clicks. Now.
That's right. And one thing, it's that one thing that
But
clicks,
the difference is those guys, the true, the really, really good ones, not to mention the greats, they click more often than not.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So, and these guys are always tinkering, toying, and technology comes along and they change.
Always.
I think that plays a bigger role than people think. The tinkering and the technology that these guys do could just be something minor, and it can make a difference for a week or two.
It does. I mean, like I said, when I was out there when I was caddying, and Mike and I would practice all week, and he would find something. And by the way, it can't be more than one or two things. 3 things screw you up.
Yeah. Right.
It's got to be something that you can concentrate on and block everything else out. Anyway,
what was y'all's?
It was impelling.
What was your bet? I mean, obviously you're on an underdog bag. What's the best week that he had? What was the closest that could come? Whether it's just a short sprint or weekend success or whatever it is. Was there anything that stands out?
He always played good in the Florida swing.
Tell people who you had again.
Mike Nicolette.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to college in Orlando, and beat Greg Norman in a playoff in 83, 84 at Bay Hill,
Were you on the bag then for that?
I wasn't. I was on the bag the next year.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
how did that come about? How old were you? When was this?
So it was he chartered me when I was 16.
Okay.
And I fished with him, and so it ended up being he wanted me to teach him how to fish, and I wanted him to teach me how to play golf. and where I learned to play golf is the stadium course, and that's not an exaggeration. I've got 200 golf balls in the water.
Because you could play there with him, yeah.
Yeah. I played there, and then he's like, eventually he's like, "Why don't you come caddy for me?" And I didn't know anything about caddying. And
boy, the game has changed, hasn't it, Kev? Today, a charter captain doesn't pick up a bag on the tour, right? It's a little bit more.
Yeah. It was no kidding. Yeah, and but after literally 6 months, he started to depend on me, because I figured out the game and figured him out. And it was fun. It was a great 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. It's a cool story. It's a cool sidebar.
Yeah.
All right. I know this windy, rainy weather that we've had inland, has that shut things down this week? Have you gotten some fishing done?
I did fish yesterday, and it was brutal. 20 to 25 right out of the northeast, and caught a few fish, Jeff. But there's obviously we like to try to fish that low tide, and there's no low tide when it blows northeast. It keeps it pushed up, and no, nobody's fished this week. But the good news is that it's supposed to blow today and tomorrow, and then like Sunday and Monday it's supposed to be gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So the guys that are going to, I don't know how fast that ocean's going to lay down, because I mean they're calling for 14-foot seas today. So
Wait, what? 14-foot seas?
Yeah.
Where are you going? To the North Atlantic? You're dropping crab pots out there today? What are y'all doing?
It's a crazy forecast. The gusts today are up to 40 miles an hour
on the beach. Or
yeah.
I don't know. But I caught the window yesterday. I got some golf in yesterday afternoon after I got some stuff done, and it was the only day I was expecting to get rained on even yesterday. I mean, it's been rain. It's been yucky all week.
It's been a miserable week. I can't ever remember a true 7-day nor'easter in May. Never. I just can't. When you look at the forecast, you're like every day.
Right.
So no. I literally have zero reports. Captain Leon Dana's the only one fishing. He's been fishing out of Palm Valley, and if you launch at Palm Valley and you go north, you just stay in the canal and you're protected out of that wind. And he's had a slow week.
Mm-hmm.
But
and you said before that inland's gotten inshore's gotten a little overfished this year.
Oh, it's been getting hammered because of all of this weather.
Right.
Yeah, but it's going to get better this weekend. So it's just a matter of getting out Sunday or Monday, and look, we're all going to be in the same boat. Literally, you're going to have to go see if there's any bait. Now the water looked beautiful yesterday. I mean, it was still very pretty. So I was encouraged by that. So I think it'll be a good weekend of fishing. But here's the deal, Jeff.
Okay.
It's holiday weekend.
I love the deal. I love when people tell me, "Here's the deal, E."
Yeah.
I feel like I get some inside info here. All right, here we go.
It's dangerous. Just be careful. You know what I mean? There's going to be Memorial Day weekend and 4th of July. Is
recreational boaters beware. Don't be that recreational boating group that is hammered to the bejesus belt. Don't do it.
That's right.
And it happens too much. And I get it. People are young, they're fun, they're having fun. But, a lot of times you get on that boat, the sun goes down on you and you didn't mean to. There's just a lot bad can happen.
Yep, they're just have somebody on the boat.
Designated driver. Same deal. That's not that hard to find nowadays. There's more and more people that are just,
Yeah,
flat out
I learned something last Saturday. We had Coast Guard Auxiliary on.
Okay.
And he said something that I had to make him repeat, is that you can get a BUI and a DUI on the same day.
They're just going to assume you're about to get in your car? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, think about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, just give me one, Chief. I won't get in the car. How can you give me a DUI? I'm not even going to get in. You've already BUI'd me. I know I can't drive.
That's a bad day.
That ain't good. Now, I mean, listen, if you hop in the truck and try and drive off, then yeah. But, I mean, if they just give you the BUI and bring you in and then you Uber or whatever, then I don't know. That seems harsh.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just.
I did have one question for you, fishing-wise. I meant to get to it and let you go off on a point you were making. But is there anything like, behavior-wise from all your years that you can expect or try and expect coming off of a nor'easter or along? You know what I'm saying? Is there anything?
No. That's a great question.
Okay.
So generally speaking, and we talked about this last night on the forecast show. It takes 2 days. It takes 2 days for things to settle down. So I would think that Monday is going to be better than Sunday. Sunday's kind of the day when the wind quits and maybe the bait shows back up, because who knows? We don't know if there's any bait on the beach. But yeah, it does. It takes about 2 or 3 days of normal conditions for things to get back right.
Yeah. All right. I hear you. Outdoor show tomorrow?
Outdoor show tomorrow. Yes, sir.
All right. Sounds good. Always enjoy the conversation. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, man. Have a great weekend.
All right, buddy. Oh, wait. You know what? I also want to mention, too. I want to mention the Kingfish tournament.
Oh, yeah.
The old school.
The old school. Yeah, we got to the end of May.
Yeah, which is, by the way, it's May 26th. You got 5 days. You need to take advantage of the 250.
Yeah, $250, dude. I mean, seriously.
And like you talked about the old school, we're shortening how far you can go out and how far you can go up and north. You're gonna have to catch your own live bait. And it's the party around it too. I know Frangie Show's gonna be out there Friday. But just everything around it, and we want to pump this thing up. I mean, the prize packages are amazing. I'm going to drop those numbers when I get off the phone with you. But I know that you're a big supporter of what they're doing down there, and so are we, and we want to see them have a big week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that we had Paul Dozier on the outdoor show last Saturday, and so it was we talked a lot, obviously, about old school, because this is something near and dear to my heart, because Paul and I talked about this for absolutely years.
Yeah.
And he wasn't so sure that it would work, and he did it anyway. And it's an amazing hit. I mean, it's Fernandina to Ponce and only 3 miles out.
And it allows, Kev, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it allows, maybe there's some recreational fishermen that have thought about doing fishing tournaments before, and they're just, either intimidated by it or, this basically turns your normal Saturday fishing into a chance to win a lot of money and prizes, right? And have fun and experience. The parties of these things, man, are great.
Yeah, they are. So there's just a real quick, great example. My neighbor, I nicknamed him Neighbor Joe.
Okay, Neighbor Joe. Oh, yeah, we've talked about Neighbor Joe.
Neighbor Joe.
Sailfish don't want to see Neighbor Joe.
No. He loves to beach fish, though.
Okay, all right.
But he's never been in a tournament. Never. Mm-hmm. And he has fished this tournament every year.
Well, there you go.
He's like, dude, I just have fun. He goes, I get a buddy and gets in the Calcutta, and he's got as much of a chance to win as anybody.
Sure he does.
Yep.
Go be a Neighbor Joe, gang, and head to the website. And I've got that for you here coming up. It's oldschoolkingfish.com, I believe.
10-4.
Yeah. All right. So Daly's Yellowfin, make that possible. And Kev, we'll let you go, my man. You have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Have a good day, buddy.
Yeah,
See
you
you.
bet. Let me see if I can. Yeah, what am I doing here? I got technological issues there. But yeah, I encourage you guys to go out there. I know a lot of you 6 o'clockers like to fish, or maybe you get priced out of some. This is an incredible entry point here. I mean, we got 250, and just so much going on. So, by the way, the captain's meeting will be Friday, June 9th, and that the Frangie Show is going to broadcast live from the St. Augustine Fish House and Oyster Company. Go down there, have a good time. Fishing day will be Saturday, and then there's a weigh-in at the Volano Beach Pier in the afternoon, and then the awards on Sunday at St. Augustine Fish House and Oyster. It's a fun weekend. It's a chance for you to get out and do it. And by the way, over $100,000 guaranteed for the grand prize, and there are lots of other little neat nuances to this as well. So yeah, go there to oldschoolkingfish.com, register, and find out more. All right, the hat reveal when we come back on the other side. I thought today, you know how I try and be timely, E?
Right.
Like, remember I went Tebow, Harvin, 08 on Election Day?
Classic hat.
So today, I'm not going to make up any silly, wild, stupid stories about my partner in crime and where he is. He's off on a vacation, a couple's vacation. I don't know. Now, what happens on those, I don't know. That's between he and his friends. So he'll be out on the water sailing the deep blue seas, right? It's also a day we talked to Captain Kevin Favor. He's out and about on the water. There's your clue. I also riddled you. Today is a great day of impact. What an impactful day today it is for every single person that can hear me. It either has been in the past, it is today, it will be in the future, or maybe it fits 1 or 2 or 3 of all of those. You have another 20 minutes to solve the riddle. Have you tried to solve it, E.T.? E.T.'s like, man, it's Friday. I just want to get to Monday. Don't give me no riddles, bro.
I thought about it.
E.T.'s like, man, don't give me that. We just talk about the Celtics, man? What's this riddle? Whether or not 3.0 is going to be unleashed on you today. We'll find out.
Snap.
I do
Freaky.
I do that for you, my brother. So, I mean, gosh, that's going to make its way into the 7, 8 o'clock hour. We're so content heavy. I do have a text in. Yeah, there you go. He loves it. I was going to play last Friday, and I said, you know what? I feel like I'm cheating on my man if I do that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I held off on that. And, so we did. And by the way, 3.0, we've got some changes, some alterations. Like, you got to move with the times, man.
Yep.
And so I got a couple of little nuances to the whether or not. So we'll have that for you later. Also give you a chance to pick up a prize pack. E.T. will challenge me with the 10-minute drill. That still comes your way today. And I started to mention, I don't know if I've finished my thought as I bounce around here on a Friday morning, brought to you by Green for Life. I've got a text into Scobie. The Jags made what I thought was a very surprising move yesterday. And we'll get more, sport content heavy as we move along into the 7 o'clock hour as well. So keep it where you got it, gang. Today's hat reveal, I promise, it comes with a story next on The Drill.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Atlanta Braves, $1.46 home favorite against Philadelphia today at Truist Park. 9.5 over the total. Jared Schuster for the Braves, Tawan Walker Pitching for the Phillies, Tampa Bay Rays 24-5 at home, $1.20 favorite against the Dodgers at Tropicana Field today. Jacksonville, $1.20 dog against Lipscomb in the Atlantic Sun Tournament in DeLand. UCF, $1.60 underdog in Clearwater in the American Tournament against East Carolina. NASCAR Sunday, the Coca-Cola 600. Kyle Larson, the plus 450 favorite to win the race in Charlotte. Alex Palou, the 6-1 favorite to win the Indy 500. Start betting smarter with the betting intelligence app, Juice Reel. Download the free app today, Juice, R-E-E-L. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
It's time to play Fix That Plumbing Problem. What do you do if you have a clogged drain? Contestant 1.
Have my husband try to fix it?
Yeah, right.
And maybe his buddy who lives across the street?
Contestant 2. That's right. Just call the duck.
Clogged drains, leaky pipes, water heaters to slab leaks, commercial and residential. We repair what your husband fixed.
When you're stuck, call the duck. 904-862-6769.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Get ready for Memorial Day weekend grilling at Southern Steer Butcher. Buy any combo pack and get 2 free pounds of chicken, or get 5 pounds or more of steak tips for just $16.99 per pound.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Did you know that weight loss surgery is the most effective solution for obesity, according to the National Institutes of Health? If you've tried everything and you're still struggling with weight loss, a procedure at Baptist Health could be your solution. Our personalized program is a center of excellence with a full team to support you every step of the way. Is it time to reclaim your health? To see if you qualify, call 904-202-SLIM or visit BaptistBariatrics.com.
Whether the big cats are on the field or not, I've got your inside scoop on your hometown team. Free agency, potential trades, you know you're going to want to tune in. Mia's Quick Hits continues this offseason on the social channels of 1010XL, driven by Arlington Toyota.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Calling all fun-loving citizens of Northeast Florida. Freedom Boat Club needs your help. Lisa the Botanista has gone missing. She left a note that said gone boating. But here's the thing. Freedom Boat Club has 3 local locations here. Jacksonville, Jax Beach, and St. Augustine. And over 350 locations across the world. That's a lot of water to cover. Is she water skiing on the Ozarks, whale watching in the Pacific, or island hopping in Spain? Or hiding right here at the Black Creek Rope Swing? Or docking at the Conch House? Wait, has anyone checked Fort George Island? Too much to do on the water, so Freedom Boat Club is offering our best discount of all time, so you can help search. You simply make your reservation, show up, and have fun. I gotta go. I'm hopping on a boat to the fish camp for live music and lunch. Maybe I'll find the Boatanista there. Or better yet, maybe you'll join us with the best discount ever and enjoy boating made simple. Don't blame us when you start playing hooky too. Visit freedomboatclub.com.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, with answers to the questions I'm asked the most. Yes, we are local, and no, I'm not hiring an actor to read these commercials. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Beer, water, beer. That's a pretty good game plan when it comes to battling the summer heat. When you hit the beach, fishing hole, or golf course, make sure you hydrate. Anheuser-Busch is always up for a good time. Just remember to drink responsibly.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
Corner hand swagger like us, swagger like us, swagger like us. No one on the corner hand swagger like us, swagger like us, swagger like us. No one on the corner hand swagger like us.
I'm going to miss the happy dance here in 10 minutes, you know, WMD full blow, right? Maybe we should do the Hicken intro, play the music, and then you imitate.
Oh, that'll be good.
The WMD.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
So we'll do that. Dan can't be here today. He's off on vacation.
I got that.
No suspensions, no meetings with the mayor, nothing, no mayoral commissions, no jokes.
Right.
And so next segment where Dan, he'll come in sleepy-eyed.
Yeah.
He'll play that music. He'll DJ ETM, and he'll get him dancing.
Yeah.
And nobody has a clearer, better view of each morning's dance party than my man E.T. I marvel at the juxtaposition of the two. I look to my right, see rhythm and grace, style. I look across, I see full-blown happiness.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with either one of them.
All right, that's a perfect way to describe
They
it.
each his own. The text line is, I put out the riddle. The good news is 10 minutes from the riddle. Today is a day. What an impactful day today is. It's either has been, or it is today, or it will be, or it's 2 or 3 all at once. Have you figured it out yet? Have you figured it out yet? He's like, no, I don't do riddles. Which
no.
Good. Yeah, you didn't. You told me you were thinking. You weren't thinking about it. You haven't thought a damn thing about it.
No, I did. I figured it had to do with something with Memorial Day, maybe.
Well, there you go. I mean, so you're okay. You're in the right ballpark. Right neighborhood, wrong street. Anyway, I will answer that riddle. No, the only answer to the riddle I've gotten on the text line I can appreciate. 8 more minutes of exclusive 6 o'clocker material. He said real quick on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. 6 o'clockers don't do riddles.
Talk to him.
I mean, some of us, come on, man. Just tell me what it is. Now it's going to be a tremendous letdown. Whether or not 3.0 is going to be unleashed on you, we made some alterations, so that'll happen at some point of this morning as well. The Jags make some news yesterday. Kind of a strange transaction, I thought. I didn't see that one coming, so we'll get into that. They've changed kickers, in case you didn't know, and Riley Patterson, by the way, left on real good terms from the last few times we saw him. He was very good second half of the year. More on that.
I mean, he was the hero of the Chargers game, kind of.
For sure. Yeah, no, you nail it's do or die, buddy. You got to hit that field goal. I will say this, even the good kickers that they've had, the Jaguars have had good timing in moving on from kickers. Compared to other positions, and granted, there's been some blips here or there, but we've been more stable. I mean, think about what they've done. When they moved off of Hollis, it was the right time. Mike didn't really, he played some after that. When they moved off of Scobie, the timing was right? Josh went up to Pittsburgh. Obviously, he had an injury because mentally he was as tough as any kicker I've met. So he had some injuries. Jason Myers, you could argue.
right? They moved off of Scopey for Myers, and then they let him go too early, as it turned out. And then we had a little bit of a dry spell, but they picked up Josh Lambo. The time was right to let him go. We say that, but we ended up settling on Riley Patterson. I feel like with Brandon McManus, who they now have signed after he was released by the Broncos, gives him a longer, more consistent resume. Yeah, he's 7 years older, but 31 for kickers. If you're good and healthy, that ain't nothing, right? He can be here for the entire Jaguars run. Hopefully a dominant one. A little bit of an eyebrow-raising column. E.T. and I have gone through already. We'll talk about it a little bit later on the air, but just as to potential, what's the ceiling for every defense in the league? If we've worried about our defense here, this column, it's going to shock you, I think, with what it says. All right, let's do the hat reveal. It's GFL Friday, by the way. Look for those bright green trucks and cans and trust them for all your commercial roll-off needs. I'll let you go first, and then I'll tell the story. You said you got a kind of a, quote, special hat today, too?
Yeah, this is probably the hat that it has the most meaning to me.
Okay.
Not a favorite, but it just has the most meaning to me.
Okay. What do we got? Oh.
It is
ladies and gentlemen.
my Coast Guard cover.
Okay.
I
like that. Boy, it's so fun. Man, we're going to have like a commonality here.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I think we both kind of do the same thing. Like, whatever's going on, we'll try to relate a hat to it or something.
So yours fits into Memorial Day, I guess.
With Memorial Day coming, this is actually the cover that I wore when I was active duty.
Okay.
3rd class petty officer. AET, avionics electrical technician. So yeah, that's what it just means the most to me because I serve for our country, and it's something that I always hold on to. I have a me wall with all of my awards and
nice.
Just everything that I've accomplished, and I actually put this hat along with my combo cover over this. So I had to go grab it off of the shelf this morning.
Okay.
But I knew I wanted to wear this hat today.
Well, good for you, and thanks for your service, by the way.
Thanks for the support.
But where are we? I mean, are we not allowed to say Happy Memorial Day every time? Like they come at you when you say Happy Memorial Day because it's a day to remember. But I just think, what is the proper term then? What adjective should you use for Memorial? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because anytime someone says Happy Memorial, though, the Karens will come at them but you can't say this, that, or the other. I mean, I think if you tell someone Happy Memorial Day, you are. I mean, it's a supportive, good feeling thing. I don't know what the proper word is.
Like, why would you come at me negatively when I'm trying to give you right?
Yeah, but am I wrong? I'm not.
No, you're right.
They do, right? People will complain. It's not Happy Memorial Day. It's a day that we. Oh, okay. Well,
same thing with like Black History Month. Like Happy Black History Month. Like wait, what?
Yeah.
Why are you mad at that?
Yeah, we do too much complaining.
Right, we do.
All right. Well, I love your hat, but we also share a water-based theme today. All right. This hat's got a story now. Right.
That water looked like it done took a couple of dips.
This hat's been some places now. All right. This is today's hat. And this hat, E.T., you want to be ready for a story? You want to guess the age of this hat?
30.
That's a good guess. It's not quite that old. This thing still fits pretty good. Look at that thing on me. I think I'll wear it the rest of the day. No, this hat, E.T., let me come through for a little 6 o'clock nasty. You ready? Or at least it's double entendre. Let me lean in, and you can tell the folks what the logo on the hat says there in the front, and then I'll give you the exact details on just what exactly. Can you read that or no? All right, hold on. Let's try this. Now, here's what's going to happen. We're going to sit here on the time delay. If you can't quite read it, let me take it off my head. Put it there.
Oh, okay. Puerto Rico catamaran. It's a boat.
Yeah. What's the name of the boat there?
Spread Eagle.
There we go, man. All right. So we continue. So I'm wearing exactly it would be just over 28 years old, E.T., because I got this hat on my honeymoon.
Yeah?
Yeah. We went to Puerto Rico for the honeymoon, which is where I went to high school, so I knew the lay of the land.
Right.
When we stayed at the resort, we're not going out on the resort, snorkeling charter. It'll cost hundreds of dollars. I do a little research. We go to the back alleys, right? We go off on this catamaran with about, 4 or 5 other couples maybe. You kick around some of these, in the Bahamas they would call them K Islands, but these kind of little coral islands and stuff, and you get into some shallow water, and, there's no frills, baby. Big cooler of beer and some sandwiches, and, let's go have fun. And I picked up the hat as a memento, but that was the name of the catamaran. I don't know what they're implying there. The Spread Eagle.
Spread Eagle, baby.
Yeah, obviously, we're talking about soaring through the Caribbean. That's what that's all about. This hat was white when it was bought, and it is now dingy. Would that be the word?
Seasoned.
Seasoned. I told you I got some hats with some with some age on them. This is the oldest hat I have. 100. You know what? Check that. That might not. I may have one or two hats actually that predate the nuptials, which were happily celebrated in April at 28 years. So this thing was 28 years. I'd had it 28 years in April. We've tacked on another month or so, and the long hat summer continues. All right. We're going to get to 7 o'clock hour. We're going to get needy in some sports here. We got plenty of topics to dive into, including Jaguars making some news yesterday. So we will do that. Whether or not 3.0 is going to be unleashed on you coming up this morning. I got a text into Scobie about the kicker news that the Jaguars made yesterday and some other stuff too. I'm not going to put Scobie on the spot and ask him, did the Jaguars do right or wrong? It's more the nature of that position, man, and how fickle it can be. Haven't even touched the baseball story yet as I let the Braves off of TV probation. There is a certain Brave who, it's amazing how people's opinion of you ebb and flow with how well you're playing the sport. And there is no better example in all of sports than a certain Atlanta Brave this morning. I got those details as well. E.T., do you know who B.T. Riopelle is? You ever heard that name before?
No.
B.T. That's how unknown this cat is. We said his name yesterday, and he's back in the news today. He's a Gator baseball player who has suddenly become Aaron Judge.
Oh, he booming that thing.
He had 2 more yesterday. He had the walk-off the first night. He had 2 more yesterday, so we'll reset the SEC baseball tournament, some of the other conference tournaments, and a lot more content-heavy and more. Thanks for being with us on a Friday. We turn our attention to the 7 o'clock hour next.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Wonder what Rick Ballou would be doing if he wasn't on 1010XL?
Doing my job to the best of my ability on a daily basis.
Rick Ballou.
I work here.
Evenings.
I carry a badge.
On 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Did you hear what's happening? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are spring cleaning. New inventory on the ground means the old has to go. Take advantage of the lowest prices of the new year by saving thousands on thousands of vehicles priced to sell. New and pre-owned prices have been reduced, and all sales associates have been instructed to give maximum value on all trades. But you better hurry. That's right. Best deals go first. Head to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville to take advantage of the spring cleaning sale. We're here to wow you.
Come kick it with us at the Daly's Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin. Right now, you can get into this bad boy for just $250. That's right. Early entry fee of just $250 between now and May 31st. Go to oldschoolkingfish.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Are you tired of having a plain and boring backyard? Really want to impress your family and friends this year? Then stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway. Imagine hosting guests at your new outdoor kitchen, relaxing by your custom-built fireplace under a brand new pergola. Stone Core can also remodel your old pool deck and beautiful new pavers. Make your backyard wishes a reality. Visit Stone Core on Phillips Highway and let's get started at stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
At Andy's Automotive and Truck Services, they know that your company's fleet is more than just a bunch of cars and trucks. It's your livelihood, your reputation, your pride. So when you need routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs, Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize your downtime and keep your fleet running like new. While you care for your employees and customers, rest assured Andy's Automotive will take care of your fleet. Visit the team at andysats.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm Dr. Mitchell Yass, the most unknown world-renowned expert on pain elimination. That's right, elimination. If you've tried medications, injections, physical therapy, chiropractic, even surgery, and still experience pain, then say yes to Yass. I have successfully used the Yass method for over 30 years to help thousands reclaim their lives. To learn more, call me at 904-906-YASS. Let's end your pain and say yes to Yass.
Life is short, and if we spend our time suffering with pain and it takes away our joy, that's not a very good way to live.
He's right. It's hard to be happy when you're in constant pain. QC Kinetics patient Chad admits the chronic pain in his knee really robbed his quality of life.
When I was going to the traditional doctor and getting the pain pills, my smile wasn't as big as it usually is. Going to my high school reunion on crutches, it was awful.
But then Chad visited QC Kinetics. He experienced the real power behind natural regenerative treatments. Using healing properties from his own body, QC Kinetics was able to restore and repair damaged tissue, finally giving Chad lasting relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime.
And I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
Learn how advanced regenerative medicine can help your body heal itself at QC Kinetics. Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Are you looking for increased privacy and protection for your family and pets? Look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Superior Fence and Rail is Jacksonville's top-rated fence company, delivering the highest quality fence products. They'll treat your property as if it's their own. So get off the fence and get your privacy back. Call Superior Fence and Rail today for your on-site estimates.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying. They can also signal a major problem or electrical emergency. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888-8-SPARKY.
Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
How many points are there on the Statue of Liberty? The answer coming up.
If you haven't stayed on top of your coverage responsibilities for your family's home, you really should review it annually. Renew with confidence or call us and let Southern Oak answer your questions. We'll save you money.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 7 points on the crown of the Statue of Liberty, referencing all 7 continents.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. I'm E.T. Recently, ESPN's very own Mike DeRocco joined the Frangie Show and was asked, is this Jacksonville Jaguars team a Super Bowl contender? His response?
That's why when people have asked me, are they a Super Bowl contender? No, not at all. I mean, are they close? Well, kind of. In that conference, you can't rush the passer, you're not going to make it through. You're just not. Until that pass rush is better, you're counting on that offense to carry you, and it's good. It's a really good offense. It might be a top 5 offense in the NFL, but that's not enough.
You can hear that in full by simply heading over to 1010XL.com and clicking on the On Demand tab. Currently, it's 7:06 and it's 72 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying.
Hey!
Partying.
Ho!
Fun.
Hey ho! Oh, why does he say it? Even when he's not here. The ghost of Dan Hicken echoes through the studios. Gonna give you that riddle in just a second, but as promised, I mean, the Hicken arrival has become known as much for anything as Old Man White, WMD, however you want to say it. And again, I have a unique view here. I look to the right when this, the startup music got to be something a little more rhythm to it than the Friday song. So, typically Hick will come in and they'll play the song, and I described it, earlier like this. I look to the right and I see soul and rhythm and a little bit of flair. And I look across and I just see unbridled passion.
Right.
So, E.T., would you like to imitate the Hicken arrival dance or something?
Oh, for sure.
You go something like this. All right, well, so if you're watching on YouTube, congratulations. You're among the lucky. As here comes a new intro song. And I'll just kind of live in what. Can you do it?
Oh, yeah.
I hear you. All right, here we go. This is E.T.
It's Friday,
All right, there you go.
gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying, fun.
You forgot this one. There's something that goes up high. I don't know what it is. There's something with the hands up high. Yeah, there you go.
When Dan fixes his face like this.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's like the blue steel look. If you ever saw Zoolander, it gives you a little blue steel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Off to sail the 7 seas is what they're doing. So. Yeah, I think you nailed it there. There's something that goes on like this, some sort of swinging back and forth. Is it right? You know, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does.
There's some sort of high hand, shoulder scrunch, swing. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we love it. It's what we do. Yeah, my my true act of altruism this morning is, it's kind of getting some scrutiny here in case you miss. Hey, I'm encouraging you, pay it forward today, gang. I don't care, just $5, $10. Pay for the guy behind you in the drive-thru. Pay for the guy getting coffee. Pick up a gas tab if you can. If you can, do it. I had one of those situations today again. It made me feel good. That's why I'm sharing it.
Pay it for Friday.
It just makes you feel good. I feel like I spent $20 to feel real good. But I'm at the sip and go this morning. I mean, it's like 5:45. And I'm getting ready to pull out, and old man comes, old boy comes along and, asks me, do I have a smoke? And, doesn't assault me, doesn't come up on me. He's not obnoxious about it. He's just kind of, hey, man, you got a smoke? And, I'm not a smoker. I shrug my shoulders, no. And he continues to amble on his way. And then I think for a second, I'm like, you know what? Beep, beep. I hit the horn just a little bit. Come on back.
Holler at me.
Yeah, come on back.
That's something for you, man.
I peel off at 20. If I'd had a 10, would it have been a 10? Yeah, I'm not saying. But with only 20s in the old, in the old wallet, I handed him a 20. There you go, my man. You go have 2 packs of cigarettes.
Now, here's the question.
Yeah.
Did you go through the wallet first, or did you call him and then?
No, I called him. I knew I knew my situation.
Okay.
I had some ones. I could have gone weird, and I just like, nah, let's just here's a 20.
Let me go ahead and bless you, bro.
That's right. I mean, I don't know how much of a blessing it is per se, or how he spent it, but I do know this, man. It felt awful good. I feel like that $20 meant a whole hell of a lot more to him than it did to me. How about that?
Regardless of what he does with it, you did your part.
Go buy 2 packs of cigarettes. What I expect him to do with it. If you buy 2 packs of cigarettes and, a 32 ounce or whatever, bro. Anyway. Now, you do not have to, buy a person this morning nicotine or alcohol or anything. But if you just want to pay for it, those are fun. You ever see those, like, YouTube streams? Like, they'll get at a fast food restaurant drive-thru. And the first one that does it, and then the next person pulls up, and they find out that the person in front of them paid, and they're like, all right, I'll pay for the person behind me, and you do it, and you just kind of cycle through all day.
And that's my thing about, like, whenever you record a good deed, it's not a ha-ha, look at me. Whenever, like, because I record a lot of things that I do. The reason for it is because it's inspiring, because whenever I see somebody do something, that makes me feel good. It makes me want to do that. So that's why I do what I do whenever I record. It's not a look at me moment. It's to inspire others.
I mean, again, I'm just going to say it felt good. All right, why is today such a big day?
Yeah, why is today?
Who was it? Motley Crue that sang the old "School's Out for Summer." Give me that song. I don't care how old you are, man, or if you are one of those you might be in the car driving in today for the last time. And by the way, I will admit, I don't know that is Duval out today for sure. I know St. John's is out today. I know everyone is getting out about now. And, man, I don't care how old you are. You can think back to a point in your life where it was the last day of school, and it was the best day that the good Lord ever brought the sun up on, wasn't it? Isn't there something about being a kid? I don't care if you're in high school or if you're in kindergarten. There is something that's just awesome about the last day of school. And the last day of school continues to affect you. It either affected you in the past, as I said, and most of us are long past school days. Not all of you, though. Yeah.
That's Alice Cooper.
Let's just go. That's who it is. I wasn't sure. So, yeah, let's go. It's out. You go have a hell of a summer. Enjoy camp. Enjoy ball. Enjoy your families and your vacations. fun and your festivities. Maybe you got a summer job. Maybe you're going to grandma's for a month. It's just something about getting out of school, man. It is an awesome day. And so there's the answer to the riddle. What about today? I guarantee it has impacted you at some point and may in the future. Because, by the way, the other side of the school's out for summer today is the parents. I feel you. I raised 3 myself. So now it takes about a week to make the adjustment, right, from except for you super parents out there who plan everything 3 months in advance, right? That's not how we rolled in the Prosser household. But, yeah, so it takes some adjustments on that end. It also affects us like this. I will say this, and you'll really notice it when they go back. But if you're like us and we're out in these morning traffic patterns, those become a whole lot easier in the summertime with no school, don't they? You forget that. You always forget that until it comes along. And then you're like, oh, man, this is pretty nice here for these next couple of months. So all you kiddos getting out of school, all you parents having to make your adjustments, and to all of us have at one point experienced this day. I don't know, for whatever reason it was, man, it's like the end of 5th grade year is what stands out to me. I don't know why. I can remember where I was, the garage that I was in when we were just overjoyed, you and your little clan of 11-year-olds, just overjoyed that's it. We're about to do major things this summer. So
that's like leaving elementary going into – no, it's not leaving elementary, no. When things have shifted a little bit. Huh?
Like when I grew up, or at least the places I lived, elementary was 1 to 6. Junior high school was 7 to 9. And high school was 10 to 12. And they got another week here in Duval? Yeah, he's on the phone in there. I'm not saying all of you around town are. If it's not today, it's certainly, you feel the vibe I'm throwing down. If it's not today, then it's next week. So if you got one more week, kiddos, you're getting stuck, I guess.
That's what the Guggen who just calls it. Duval County has one more week. But it's all half days, though, so they'll be all right.
Well, it's all the same. It's still the same mentality. School's out for summer.
You're not doing nothing that week.
In most places. So everybody be safe. Have an awesome summer out there.
Speaking on the summer, Jeff, I did something yesterday. I signed up to be a coach at the YMCA. I'm a volunteer coach.
Attaboy.
Yeah, I'm going to give back.
What sport?
Basketball.
Okay.
Gritty, he said he wants to play basketball this summer, but the thing is, he doesn't come until like 5 weeks in, so it's going to be me and the other Rugrats for the first 5 weeks. Coach T, let's go.
Let's go. You're going to love it, man. I did that. I did a bunch of that now.
Yeah?
A bunch of that. I did, I probably did either head or assistant baseball coaching. Now, understand, there's not just a season in it. You don't do a year in a season. There's like 3 seasons in a year, 2 seasons, and all-stars and different stuff. I'd say I probably put in baseball-wise 10 seasons of coaching. Seasons, because you might do fall, spring. Right. That's 2 seasons. I'd say maybe more than that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
And then I did basketball. I coached my daughter in basketball, head coach or assistant coach in basketball for another 10 seasons or so.
Get on the line, man.
I even coached Mrs. P's women's flag football team. So I've done it all. I've done listen to me. Why am I not in the hall? I've done baseball, football, and women's. Baseball, basketball, and women's flag football. Which of those 3 groups do you think was the hardest to manage?
Probably the women's flag
40,
football.
Correct. The women's flag football. Man, you want to get a real peek into the other side of the opposite sex. You will find that there is not as different from us as you think.
For sure. I already know.
I had a lady who played cornerback and would just indiscriminately every now and then just belch out a burp. You get those ladies together in a huddle.
Locker room talk.
Same attention span as a bunch of 9-year-old boys. I'm not talking about a little catch it in your mouth and exhale it burp. I mean belching now. I mean like startle the other team. It almost became strategy. Okay, now. My wife right now is in the car laughing. 100%. Not much different. I think probably the easy. You coach 8-year-old little girls, man. It's and by the way, like you coach the women like you coach the 12-year-old boys.
Yeah.
The girls, I coach them from like 7 to 11.
Yeah, it's different.
7 to 11 girls, they're great, dude. They look at you, they listen to you, they want to learn, they want to please.
It's the grown women.
The grown women and the boys, they don't give a damn about you. And by the way, and this is a good point. Big thanks to all you teachers out there as well, and those that work in the school system. Dan's wife, BWR, works in the school system. My wife works in the school system. My daughter is a teacher here locally. So, yeah, big shout out to all y'all. Enjoy your summers as well. And take care of your teachers and your school staff.
Yep.
There's that $20 pay it forward. That'll
There
take
you
care.
go.
You ain't got to buy cigarettes for a guy out looking for one. Do it for your front office staff or your teachers or your coaches or whoever it may be. So the Celtics win last. All right, we'll get into some sports. We'll do a lot more with the 10-minute drill, and that's coming up. I still got a football fix to deliver you. We are going to unleash Weather or Not 3.0 today, so I've gotten all my information downloaded from the National Weather Service, so we're good to go on that. But the Celtics beat the Heat last night. Again, no team in NBA history, it's been 150 times, no team in NBA history has trailed a playoff series 3-0 and come back to win it. And Boston, by winning last night, which, by the way, we should have expected, takes them back to Miami, where now you win Game 6 and suddenly there's a Game 7 waiting for you. Do y'all remember way back when the Celtics trailed Philly 3-2 and went and won on the road? Like 10 days ago? So the Celtics down 3-2 is nothing new. And the last time they were down 3-2, they were facing the MVP. Jimmy Buckets held in check last night, and the Celtics hit three-pointers. Those were your two big storylines. Well, we had a welcome sight here. I got a crisis of conscience here with one of my Braves. All right? And that is, I got Doc Kevin Murphy, who's never wrong, or rarely. It's hard if you're not, literally looking at, the medical data, right? It's hard to talk about Max Fried if you don't see the MRIs, and you can only go by what it almost exclusively tells you. And Max Fried, who has forearm strain or whatever they call it, is inevitably almost always a precursor to an elbow ligament going and having to have Tommy John surgery. I mean, it's just very hard for that not to be the case. Lo and behold, Max Fried, who has been sidelined now about a month with forearm soreness or tightness, was playing catch yesterday, pregame, for the Braves. All right, I'm going to claim a victory as a Brave fan. Listen, all fan bases are segmented. Yes, we like our team versus all the others, and we'll go to war with each other for that. But within fan bases, we often bicker about certain little things, don't we? Right? You have your favorite players, or this guy's a mom, well, no, he's not, or this, right? So within our fan base, we have plenty of strife. They're like families, right? Families, yeah, we're here. Our family gets into yours, but within your own family, there are dynamics and disagreements and such. And one of those is in Atlanta has been Marcell Ozuna. Now, Ozuna off the field, you can condemn and hold him accountable, and you can let it affect you. But often when something happens off field and then a player is not performing on field, fan bases suddenly feel entitled to just unleash, man. And I would say 90% of the Braves fan base would have cut Marcell Ozuna when he got off to a 5 for 59 start at the plate. Ozuna has missed time first with injury. Then he had a domestic incident with his wife where ultimately the charges were they kind of, it was like dual combat. I don't know what term to use. I don't mean to scoff at it, but ultimately charges were dropped. The Braves stuck with him. He came back last year, didn't play good. I told you guys earlier this year, it makes me uncomfortable for a player for the home team to come to the plate and just be mercilessly booed. I don't like that, man. That's a negative. And you, for whatever reason, you hated Marcell Ozuna. Because now, by the way, the 95%, now it's down to just the moral minority, 15% that would cut Marcell Ozuna right now. Because guess who the hottest Braves hitter is? And they got a bunch of good ones. It's Marcell Ozuna. Homered again last night. He's got 10 home runs this month. He could very well be the player of the month. He's batting .359 with 10 homers this month alone. Austin Riley's also heating up. The Braves pitching is but they did beat the Phillies yesterday. And I ask you this, BT Riopelle knows how to go out in style. Riopelle is a kid who doesn't have a pro future. He could have graduated and left UF last year. He wanted to come back and have another year, and hopefully be a part of something special. And lo and behold, here is Florida, likely to be a number 1 or 2 seed in the NCAA tournament when that bracket is announced, probably Monday. And he is stealing the show at the SEC baseball tournament. He had a 3-run walk-off home run to win it against Alabama in their opener. And then yesterday against Vandy, he hit 2 more home runs, drove in 5 more runs. Florida wins 6-3 and now gets a day off before they play in the SEC semifinals on Saturday. But there's some really good, talented players. There are some really good, talented players in Gainesville for this Gator baseball team. And no one has shown like BT Riopel has the last couple of days. Hicken gave me an assignment, and I followed through. So this is the time of year where I have to actually start paying attention to Gator baseball, and so I have. I actually know 4 or 5 of the players now, and I know who won the game the day after they play it. All right, so Jags make news at the kicker position. We've talked about that. We'll talk about it a little bit more. I'll give you just the straight-up comparison, right? If you're just looking at the stat sheet and you're comparing kickers, you'd say, that's curious. And so we'll do that this morning. We'll look at exactly what Riley Patterson did for the Jags a year ago and what Brandon McManus did last year in Denver. Now, McManus certainly has a longer resume. He was on the Super Bowl team for Denver when they won. He was the last remaining player from that team, by the way. And it was kind of surprising that he became available. Now, I'm assuming that the Broncos are going to be responsible for the salary, right? They save money on the salary cap, but it doesn't mean the Jags have to pick up that $5 million salary that he's getting paid. And so I think the Jags saw an opportunity to grab maybe an elite kicker. He hasn't been elite of late, and again, the stats will bear that out. That's a tough position too, man. That's a tough position. You never know where they're headed with that. By the way, I've had somebody else text in on the text line this morning, Designed by Lifetime Enclosures, about the documentary online put out by the Jags broadcast, The Hunt. And Andrew Wingard famously now has said in the most recent episode that we're no longer the Jags anymore, we're the Blanken Jags. So just a lot of behind-the-scenes kind of stuff. If you're a Jaguar fan, search The Hunt. I'm sure it's on YouTube or just online. Good material there. And now they've had a few episodes. Might be time to do a little binging as we head into the holiday weekend. I think we have pretty well covered that if we have skepticism about this year's Jaguars team, it's on the defensive side of the football. Fair? Our skepticism, about being able to win it all has been almost exclusively reserved for the defense. Look, I am in a smaller camp of people. I've got minor concerns about the offensive line. There's a lot unproven there to go into a season where you expect to contend. For my liking. Doesn't mean I think that it won't be good enough, but I'm a little more, concerned would be too strong of a word, but I'm a little more aware of what could, possibly be weaknesses on the offensive line, than maybe most are concentrating on, and that's fine. But on the defensive side of the football, it's fair. The ability to get to the quarterback and the ability to defend receivers are so vitally important in today's NFL, even more so in the AFC, where we have talked about this. We've got we literally have just a host of Hall of Famers in front of you. Patrick Mahomes, Hall of Famer.
For sure.
If he retired today, he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
He's already won MVPs, 2 Super Bowls, he's a Hall of Famer. So, Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer?
Yep.
Russell Wilson, Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I think
right? So. Those are guys if they retired today. If I ask you, do you think that Joe Burrow will be a Hall of Famer?
Trending that way.
Do you think Josh Allen will be a Hall of Famer?
Trending.
Do you think Lamar Jackson will be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, trending.
Well, we want to get into our guy. It's unfair to, Trevor's not reached the the stature that those dudes have. All of those dudes have done things individually or team-wise that, Trevor, and I would say Justin Herbert gets a little bit more push than I think he deserves. I think Herbert and Trevor Lawrence should be tied on whatever list. But, in the AFC, I just gave you 5 potential, if not likely, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And guess what? We play them all but Rodgers. Josh, Mahomes. Well, I guess we don't play Russell Wilson. Darn. That's the one we needed to play. But if you look at the defense, you better be able to stop that stuff, right? This is where I think analytics. This is where I think analytics really factor into what the Jaguars have done, or kind of from our view, looks like have not done this offseason, and that's make a lot of dramatic improvements or differences to the defense. Have they? What have they done? Through free agency and the draft. I mean, these jokers turned around and went offense at the draft. There's a quiet confidence there about this defense that we as the fan base don't feel, right? That's the only thing that it's the only conclusion I can draw. Well, here is why I think that is. I think that the Jaguars think their defense is a whole lot better than the rest of us do, as is. And here's where analytics come into play. E.T., can you find me pressures, leaders from a year ago? And all I mean by that is, you don't get to the quarterback, but a pressure, right? We all know what that stat is, don't we? Sure we do. Because if you look at sacks alone, yeah, the Jags aren't going to. The Jags aren't going to, they're not going to flash anywhere near as high as we need them to be. Where's the sack numbers here? Man, with all of the, online services, it sure is freaking hard to get to things sometimes. Very annoying. I got turnovers. I got everything but stinking sacks here. But the total wasn't high. We'll track it down. Too many numbers buzzing around in my head. But the pressures were high, right? So the Jags were bottom half in the NFL in sacks, even perhaps bottom third. Yet they were high in sacks. And I think the Jaguars brass says, well, hold on now. Means in pressures, rather. We're pressuring the quarterback, but we're not in getting him down. It sounds like there's some bad luck involved there. We think that high pressure number will more correspond to the number of sacks we get, in addition to being in a better condition on the scoreboard, in other words, playing from ahead rather than behind, in addition to improvement from our second-year guys. And so I think that the Jaguars think that their defense is a lot closer to not just being okay, but being somewhat dominant than we do. I don't agree with them. We look at what is our eyes showing us. I don't care how many pressures you have. Where are the sacks? But let's remind ourselves that the Jaguars' overall numbers, right, in yards allowed, and they're middle of the pack. They weren't worst in the league. So there's this column that comes out from CBS Sports ranking the 2023 NFL defenses, a defense that I'll remind you the Jags have really made very little alterations to, other than losing Arden Key. I mean, not much has changed on that defense, has it? We went through this. Basically, your starting 11 from Kansas City is the starting 11 in Indy. But this is a column on units that can crack the top 10. Who will have a top 10 defense in 2023? They break it down. They list them from the very likely to be a top 10 defense to very unlikely. The most unlikely, Cardinals, Raiders. Remember I said earlier today, I hinted at, boy, there are two teams that really seem to be trending as having a terrible year. Those are two of them. Somewhat unlikely, another group of a large group of teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams in the somewhat unlikely to have a top 10 defense. And by the way, 3 of those 11 play in our division, the Texans, Colts, and Titans. Let's go to possibly, and that's a big group, and the Jaguars are in the, could possibly be a top 10 defense. A group that with the Chargers and Chiefs, Packers, Saints, Dolphins, right? All teams that would like to think they are contenders. Now, how do the Jaguars? Here's what they say about the Jags, and they only, of all the, like I said, a big group of teams are 8 to 10. The Jags are one of the 2 or 3 that they comment on. Jacksonville has its pass rushers in Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker, and seemed to settle on a cornerback trio over the second half of last season, but this group still finished 26th in DVOA a year ago. If you know what DVOA is, give yourself bonus points this morning. Its most significant offseason additions were day 3 draft picks. So, again, this is you're completely, we've thought, buying into the improvement that's going to come from a bunch of young players, second, third-year players. And, yeah, that's true. But I also think that they think that even without improvement, just luck and scoreboard situations Sunday to Sunday are going to make this defense a lot better statistically as well. We'll come back with a 10-minute drill. It's a GFL Friday. That's Green for Life, because you want your job site to be as professional for your client as possible. It is the commercial waste and roll-off of Green for Life.
Now, Downtime with Dan, brought to you by Ameris Bank. Whether you need help with business, personal, or mortgage banking, we're with you. Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
One of the reasons why there's not a lot of optimism with the Gator football program is because of the quarterback play, right? When you look ahead, losing Anthony Richardson and gaining Graham Mertz or maybe Jack Miller does not exactly make you think SEC champions or even a trip to Atlanta. And Billy Napier came out the other day and said he's still going to add to the roster in the quarterback room. The question is who? Because he said we're not going to likely use the transfer portal. Well, then who? What, are you going to go find a high school kid? I mean, the challenge is unbelievable. So the bottom line is this, Florida fan. It's going to be Graham Mertz or Jack Miller playing quarterback. That's who's going to start for the Gators throughout this season. That's who's going to win you 5 or 6 football games. So we shall see what happens. The bottom line is they missed and they whiffed early on in the portal. And now they're going to have mediocre quarterback play this year.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here. Right now, you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 a month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 a month. With over 400 used in stock plus more than 100 vehicles under $18,000, don't wait. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
AgPro's Load Up on Savings event is here. Right now, get a John Deere Z320R with 42-inch deck for $37.99. Visit agproco.com for more info. Offer ends 5/31/23. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Active and pain-free. That's the ticket. Dr. George Barry here, and I know that's the goal of every patient I see. They want the best possible care so they can go back to enjoying life. That could be pick up basketball, golf, tennis, running, or just working out. It all requires you to be as healthy as you can be. If joint pain is taking its toll on your active lifestyle, come see me at Barry Orthopedics. We have locations all over Jacksonville and can diagnose and treat even the most severe joint pain. A homegrown Jacksonville practice. Find out more at BarryOrthopedics.com.
Stay connected to Gainesville with the Florida Gator Report.
Join me, Taylor Dahl, as I keep a close eye on everything that happens in Gator Nation.
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Trivia Tuesday, $5 Whiskey Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Discount Cocktail Friday, live music Friday and Saturday, MLB baseball every week. Players Grill has something for you all week long. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer. We are WM.
Hacker here for the Sausage Dude Sausage, the sausage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Sausage Dude Sausage is made from high-quality pork and carefully sourced spices that make it the best sausage I've ever tried. You can pick up the Sausage Dude Sausage at Publix locations all throughout Jacksonville. Try the Polish, Hungarian, beer bratwurst with cheddar and jalapeno, or my favorite, the Italian. Memorial Day weekend is here. Head to Publix today and get the Sausage Dude Sausage.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran owned and operated.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
On 1010XL.
Hit it.
I don't know with you guys anymore. I don't know when you're here, you're not here. Every time I turn around, one of you's scooting off somewhere.
Come on, Joe.
I'm just making sure.
You stay ready.
Yeah, you ain't got to get ready. Yeah. Well, that's usually reserved for trending, which is coming up later. I think we got the 10-minute drill now. So I'm just making sure ET has a little reporter's notebook in there, ready to drill me with the hot topics today. Somehow, even alone, we blow up the broadcast clock. It's like we got a 5-gallon. It's like we got a 5-gallon container and like 14 gallons of watery content to pour into it. We do it every time.
Content heavy, baby.
But I still got a football fix I got to do. Right. I got whether or not 3.0. We got trending.
Potentially Scobes.
I'm about to call Scobie, by the way. Scobes, I don't know who you think you're big time in here there, Chief.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, my boy?
Here he is, right here. See, I said
Look
it right.
That.
I mean, you see what happens. I mean, really, literally, what time? Here's my answer to that, Scope. Whatever time you want, big man. How about 8 o'clock? How does 8 sound, E?
I like that.
Right? 8 o'clock? All right, let me text Scobie back. 8:05, because I know how we are with all this buckets.
And then we ain't even get freaky yet. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even get freaky yet.
No, it's just been kind of... Oh, yeah. My man is ready. I saved that for you. You guys run off to Panama and knows where he was, but don't worry about me. This guy's on the worldwide cruise, sailing the 7 seas. Me, it's the Spread Eagle catamaran, my brother. He's on the... Yeah, there you go.
Taladro.
So, there you go. All right, let's hit some of the headlines then. And how about... We'll come back with a football fix after the headlines. So if you got anything NFL related, you can, other than something that's our Jag specific, obviously, that we'll do that. Or maybe we'll do whether or not next. Maybe we should do that. I don't know. I want to get Scobie on at 8:05. He's going to join us. We had big news at the kicker position yesterday that I'm sure caught a lot of us by surprise. So what we got in there, my brother?
So Kwame Brown.
I know Kwame.
And Shannon Sharp had a back and forth.
those are two guys that have a lot of back and forth. So at some point, those two are going to meet on social media, I suppose. Did Kwame stay in? Is he in L.A.? Where is Kwame? Do we know?
I thought he was in Georgia.
Okay. Atlanta, maybe? I think you're right.
Right, maybe.
You know, I've got a Kwame story. When Kwame Brown was coming out of high school, he was McDonald's All-American. He had signed with Florida. This was when high school kids could go, and we weren't sure yet. But I went up to – they went to Glenn Academy, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went up to Adam Wainwright, by the way. It was like classmates. He's a Major League Baseball pitcher with Kwame Brown. They had like two of the best players in the country in two different sports. But I went up and kind of spent a day with Kwame. You know, shot hoops and talked to him, interviewed him about Florida and other stuff. And he was a sweet kid, dude. He's a sweet, kind of shy. And that, man, we forget. When you get older, you realize this more. Ages of perspective, whatever. You still got to live and make your own mistakes. They throw a lot on 18 and 19-year-olds when they give them $20 million and ask them to perform and interact with grown men.
Right.
So Kwame just got in the back. You know, he went to Washington and he just never fit in. Jordan beat the hell out of him. Beat him down. He tried his negative reinforcement. It didn't work on Kwame, and he just never. And then once you wear that, once you wear that collar of bust, it's hard. So anyway, back to
well, no, that's a great segue because they had a back and forth, and Shannon Sharp basically said that Kwame, he belongs on the Mount Rushmore of NBA busts.
I don't know. I
didn't think it was that bad, but so I want your take on that. Is he on the Mount Rushmore of busts?
No, I don't think so. I'm not the expert on Kwame Brown.
He lasted pretty long.
He went number one overall, and he never had any stats. So from that standpoint, I see where you're coming from. But, I mean, he's averaged 5.5 rebounds in his career, 6.5 points. I mean, he's a bust from the standpoint that he
was taken first
overall.
He was taken
first overall. But to your point, he came into the league in 2001. He left in 2013. So that's 12 years of playing. But certainly, he's a bust.
Yes, he is a bust.
Year 3 in Washington, he averaged 11 points and 7.5 rebounds. It's not his. Here's the problem with busts. In a lot of cases, it's not his fault that they drafted him one.
Right.
I mean, he came in. You're a bust. You're a worse bust if you're got a bad attitude or you don't do what you're supposed to do. Those guys deserve the bust. You know, like Ryan Leaf deserves it even more, right? Because he couldn't handle it all. Now Kwame turned into that guy. I just think it was all from the negativity. But yeah, bust, yes. Mount Rushmore bust. I got to say no.
Okay. And
what about you?
I agree, man. There's other guys like I'd put like first one that comes to mind as far as NBA. I'd probably say like a Greg Oden.
Yeah, I mean that's it. His is injury, so we give them a little bit of slack. And if it's just bad, I mean, look, what about this dude? The Cavs took Michael Bennett. Does he even play?
Right.
I mean, there's been a lot of guys that get taken number one overall. Remember when who was the cat? Was it Darko Milicic? Was supposed to be, but he wasn't number one overall. But did he even ever play in the league? I guess he did for a while.
He played.
So there have been a bunch for different reasons. Now Kwame doesn't have the best, most likable personality, especially post-career.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gotten into some of these tiffs, and he doesn't always exit them looking like I think he would want to.
To keep it on the NBA tip, the Celtics, can they be the first team to come back from a 3-0 deficit? They were down 3-0.
Yeah,
they're not up, but now it's 3-2. And it seems like momentum is on their side.
For sure. Well, here's what's happened. I mean, it can be placed as simply as that. Slumping Celtics players have found their shots the last 2 games. Can they keep that up for the next 2? The Heat just get more and more injured. They had to play yesterday without Vincent. You know, Gabe Vincent has stepped in because Tyler Hero is down. Victor Oladipo is down. I mean, they just had a ton of injuries. It's basically been, for the most part, you know, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, and then whatever third or fourth guy contributes, and Vincent has been doing most of that. He didn't play yesterday. I'm sure he'll return. And I will remind everyone the Heat have lost 1 playoff game at home this postseason, and that was the last one to Boston. So if Boston goes down there and bricks threes at all, they will not win. In fact, they'll lose by double digits. If they go down as if they have the last 2 and they dominate that stat in the game, I told you at the beginning of the series for the first 3 games when it was 3-0, the Heat had outscored the Celtics by 39 points from 3. So they'd made 13 more three-pointers than the Celtics have. Well, the last 2 games, the Celtics have outscored the Heat by 54 points on three-pointers. There you go. Celtics hit 3. I guess they could. It wouldn't feel right for the Celtics to be the first team in NBA history to come down 3-0. And by the way, it should be noted, despite as great as they played, they would also do it against an 8 seed. So I guess if you were going to have to come back from 3-0, right, it would be against an 8 seed, which are the Miami Heat. By the way, an 8 seed down now 3 crucial players. It's kind of all that being said, I feel like the Heat moxie up and they eliminate the Celtics. I don't feel the Celtics deserve to keep going into the finals. They have been way too inconsistent. They lost a home game to the Hawks to let that series go 6 when they could have wrapped it up. They let the Sixers win twice in Boston. They fell behind 3-0 in this. Are they good enough, tough enough, consistent enough, talented enough to come back from 3-0, be the first team in history to do it? I say no.
It's interesting. On the football tip, Antonio Brown is fielding genuine NFL interest. Will we see AB in the NFL again?
Man, I don't. Buyer beware. Just from the just from the chaos that comes, man.
How he left the field, like you can't.
Yeah, the chaos theory says, man, I don't know. Would you want him in Jacksonville?
Nah.
No.
But look, because part of the reason why I wouldn't want him in Jacksonville is I like our wide receiver core. We don't need any help there.
But I mean, here's the problem with Antonio Brown, dude. Where is he going to succeed? I think the only place he can succeed is if he goes to a bad team where he's the only good receiver and he's allowed to demand and act with his histrionics to get it, because he's been on good teams these last 2 times. He can't stick on good teams. The Steelers are a good team. He worked his way out of their good graces. Tom Brady hugged him to death and gave him a place to stay, and he turned on him when all was said and done, right? I don't know, man. The talent, right? And we talked about the potential of him playing here last week in the Arena League. He's not that old. What was he,
34.
30? Yeah, I mean, not young, but certainly may have some skill left. But, man, I would also remind folks this. I bet it's been a lot of years since Antonio Brown had a really good year in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He had a nice role on the Bucs a couple years ago, right? He had emerged by the end. But we probably got to go back 4 or 5 years until Antonio Brown was an all-star level receiver in the NFL. So good luck to whoever takes him, by the way.
If you go look at that run that he had, it was like a 6-year run. It was like 14,000, 15,000, or 1,500, 1,400, 10 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns, 14 touchdowns for 6 years straight.
He had all kinds of. He had records going of consecutive games with X amount of catches, and by the way, started his career as the best punt returner in the NFL.
Oh, man, yes.
A hell of an athlete, but man, that a head case for sure. I mean, all the problems that have come along, it's safe to say that. They're not reserved to the football field. That's for sure, through it all. I mean, you're talking about a man that throws furniture off of balconies and attacks delivery drivers and doesn't pay chefs and painters, and I mean, it's
a repeat.
Not a good resume. All right, let's do this. Whether or not 3.0, we'll put together. We're going to save the prize pack. You're not getting it for free today, Googans. Not getting the prize pack for free today, even though it is. They're brought to you by, are usually associated with ETN. No, we're going to come back. We're going to play Whether or Not 3.0. It has alterations. I'm not going to tell you what they are. But it's ET's favorite radio game show and a 4-time winner of the Addy. It's Whether or Not. It's next on a GFL Friday. That's the 10-minute drill. We got much more sports conversation. Josh Scobie going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour, talk about the Jags kicking change and more. Not so much specifically for that, about that, but just in general, that kicking position, buddy. Man, that's rough. I mean, the year that Riley Patterson had last year and
he was likable around the community,
for sure.
too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hopefully Brandon McManus, and I'm sure Scope knows McManus. He's been in the league a long time, so there's that. So we're giving away? We're giving away for Whether or Not, and now.
Or yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's say you're right. Let's save it for Whether or Not.
So we'll come back and do Whether or Not for Jumbo Shrimp tickets.
Yep. Got a pair of voucher tickets for Jumbo Shrimp.
All right, 641-1010. Whether or Not 3.0 is not the same old game anymore. It got to change with the times. This is the drill. A GFL Friday on 1010XL.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
1010XL in your house.
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay?
On Alexa connected devices, say, Alexa, open 1010XL Jacksonville skill.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Come kick it with us at the Dailies Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin. Right now, you can get into this bad boy for just $250. That's right, early entry fee of just $250 between now and May 31st. Go to oldschoolkingfish.com.
Clearwater.
John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. From compact track loaders to the world's #1 selling compact excavator, the Kubota construction lineup features durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all and do it right. Visit Coastal Equipment today and go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
So all I really cared about was the T and the A.
Tom McManus.
Tackle and assist.
Friday from 10 to noon.
That should be on a T-shirt.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
1010XL would love to know what you like. Take the listener survey to tell us about you. You could win a Trevor Lawrence rookie football card or the chance to see Matchbox 20 at Daly's Place. Take the listener survey to tell us what you like at 1010XL.com.
Now is the perfect time to make sure your home is protected from storms by scheduling a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. Get $500 off a full roof replacement and $250 off roof repairs. Plus, same as cash financing for 12 months. This offer expires May 31st and restrictions apply. Universal Roof and Contracting, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 123-0747, CBC 125-8484.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Duval! Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Youth sports are getting back into full swing, so you know what that means. Custom Yetis so dads can keep their beer or sodas cold. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club has become an attractive destination for golfers all over North Florida. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that'll test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time today at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Are you an experienced automotive technician and tired of working for employers who put profit over people? Then come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road and get trained on how to diagnose and rebuild today's complex transmissions. See how we're different. Get traction on your career and come to Action.
Equal opportunity employer.
E.T. here, and y'all know how much I like my brown water, but I ain't gonna lie, it gives me headaches sometimes. So my alternative is Brackish Vodka. This gluten-free alternative to Tito's is 100% local, and all money stays right here in Duval. Not only does Brackish Vodka make you feel good, but when you support Brackish Vodka, you're also helping local charities. Try it side by side with your favorite vodka, and you will taste and smell how natural Brackish Vodka really is. And when you do, remember who sent you. Come on, somebody.
Beach Bar Rum, Santo, and Sammy's Beach Bar Cocktails present Crazy Times. Sammy Hagar and the Circle, live October 26th, the St. Augustine Amphitheater. Sammy brings the party with George Thorogood and the Destroyers, with special guest Damon Fowler. Tickets on sale now at theamp.com. Crazy times are coming.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
You know what that music means. Time for Whether or Not. It's E.T.'s favorite show. Favorite part of the show. Musical, great napping weather, by the way, and it's kind of like this out here today, isn't it? We've got a lot of this weather here. Talked to Captain Kev this morning, said he can't remember a 7-day nor'easter like we've experienced for the most part. So, made some minor adjustments here to Whether or Not 3.0. The world round gone.
World round gone.
The world round's gone. I'm tired of Beijing and Budapest.
In Egypt.
I'm tired of Rio and Berlin. I'm just tired of them all. I'm all about the USA, baby. USA.
America.
So we're going to have 2 U.S. rounds. Also, you got to answer quick. That hadn't changed. Also, I'm going to give you 3 cities to choose from.
And remember, Jeff, we got to remind them, ain't no Jeff's going to give you 2 cities. You
That's
give
correct.
us 1. Excuse me, 3 cities.
And the 4th and perhaps most impactful. Current conditions. All right, which of these 2? Who we got first? I need a quick winner today, so I'm just kind of reintroducing Whether or Not 3.0. We'll expand on it going forward. I got to be honest right now. I'm just trying to build a bridge to Josh Scobie coming up in 10 minutes. And so Steve on the west side is going to get first crack. I'm going to give you 3 cities. Steve, you tell me which will be warmer today.
All right.
New Orleans, Cleveland, or Tulsa?
All right. It's got to be Tulsa.
It's New Orleans.
Peace out.
Yeah. I would agree. You think it had I guess we're early enough in the year that it's not. I mean, let's go to Jason and Mandarin. Jason, I'm looking for a winner. You ready?
Let's go, buddy.
Which of these 3 cities right now is the coolest? Milwaukee, Cleveland, or Raleigh, North Carolina? Which one of those 3 right now is the coolest? It's Milwaukee.
Deuces.
Yeah. 3.0 is going to be a problem. You know, Trevor's going to be a problem for the AFC South. Remember we said that?
We did.
3.0 is going to be a problem for the Googles.
Problem.
Got to move with the times, man. Playing for those Jumbo Shrimp tickets, by the way. Don't forget. Let's bring in Wiley. Wiley, you there? Is it Wiley? Is that right, E.T.? Wiley? Yeah? I'm sure no one ever called this dude Coyote. That's never happened.
Never.
Yeah. Yeah, never. All right. Need you to tell me which of these cities right now is warmer? Dallas, San Antonio, or Phoenix? Which is warmer right now?
Dallas.
No, the answer is Phoenix. The answer is Phoenix this morning, Wiley. Wiley Coyote. He's probably out in Phoenix painting one of those fake tunnels on the side of a mountain. 3.0 is going to be a problem. I can see what's happened here. Let's go to serving us at NAS Jacks this morning. Cliff is ready. You ready, Cliff?
I'm ready.
All right, Cliff, which of these 3 cities are warmer? Wichita, Omaha, or Raleigh, North Carolina? Which is warmer, Wichita, Omaha, or Raleigh?
Raleigh.
Wichita. It's hard to believe. You know, we got fronts blowing through. All kinds of weird stuff's happening. 3.0 is a problem. Let's go to Dave in Mandarin. Dave, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
All right, Dave, which of these 3 are cooler? Nashville, Fresno, or Sacramento? Which of the 3 are
Nashville.
No, it's Sacramento. It's 55 degrees right now. It's crisp out there. 3.0 is a problem for the Googans.
3.0 a problem.
3.0 is a problem. They're like, why 3.0? Can't we just go back to whether or not 2 cities and let me look it up real quick and give you the answer? Huh? See what I did there?
Right.
I don't have to accuse anybody of anything. Let's just make a couple of alterations. Dave is next. Dave, are you ready?
Yeah, it looks like 3.0, maybe a 2-segment.
No, I hope not. Matter of fact, I'm just going to tee it up for you. I mean, I'm going to end the game without a winner, ET, at 8:05.
Okay.
The game ends without a winner. So, I mean, it's up to y'all. But
and we want to give this stuff away.
Of course we do, Dave. Which of these 2 cities right now is warmer? Las Vegas, Baltimore, or Tucson? Which one's warmer?
Tucson.
Tucson's a winner!
Hey,
All right, we didn't have to end
yeah.
it. Dave, you stay on the line. You're going to get the prize back. You're going to the Jumbo Shrimp. Enjoy those tickets. We're going to give you, you got different opportunities, not a specific game. I'll put you on hold. Thanks to everybody else for playing. And now, as we head into the long summer and whether or not 3.0 is on the schedule, understand what you're in for. Josh Scobie on a Jaguars kicking change and more. And when we return here, it's a GFL Friday on The Drill.
Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Serving up sports talk with special First Coast ingredients.
These are delicious.
1010XL.
Let's bring out the cake.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Live life to the fullest. You hear that all the time, but it's easier said than done when you're in pain, right? It's Hayes Carlyon with QC Kinetics. They are in the business of giving people back their quality of life and providing much-needed relief for chronic joint pain, but doing it in the most non-invasive way possible, using regenerative treatments from your body's own natural biologics. Where is your joint pain? In your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? Well, QC Kinetics concentrates these impactful treatments right at the source of your pain, directly applying healing properties where you need them most. And best of all, you walk into the office and you walk right out after treatment. No surgery, no downtime. And patients are raving about the results. So what does living life to the fullest look like to you? Whatever it is, don't wait one more day. Get started today with a call to QC Kinetics for a complimentary consultation. Call them at 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522 with locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Do you have a plumbing problem that's making you feel like a sitting duck? Call Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic. Our team of expert plumbers will have your pipes flowing smoothly in no time. DuckDuckRooter.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph is such a hardy, big, beautiful bike. If they come into the showroom, what can they find?
You're going to find everything from the modern classics, the Trident, the Scramblers, bobbers. We've got it all.
And inventory is always changing, right?
It is always changing. It's fluctuating fast. If you see it, you better get it.
So come on into the showroom. That's the easiest way. Or log on to cyclesofjacksonville.com. You're on Atlantic near Regency. That's Cycles of Jacksonville.
When looking for a firearm, you want knowledge of product, a fair price, and of course, a quick process. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach is always stocked with brand new firearms and the quickest in and out times this side of the ditch. BeachesJewelryandPawn.com.
I want my Woody's barbecue.
Have you ever noticed that some words that were once nouns are now verbs? Like Google? Instead of going to Google, you just Google it. Well, I did that the other day with Woody's Barbecue. Instead of going to Woody's for barbecue, I told the wife that tonight we're going to Woody it. She looked at me kind of funny at first, and then she smiled and said, "Let's eat."
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
Get ready for Memorial Day weekend grilling at Southern Steer Butcher. Buy any combo pack and get 2 free pounds of chicken, or get 5 pounds or more of steak tips for just $16.99 per pound.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, is home this weekend at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Tonight is Red Shirt Friday with post-game fireworks presented by Florida Health Duval County. Tomorrow, the first 2,000 fans get a beverage belt plus more fireworks courtesy of 1-to-1 Financial. Then Sunday, more fireworks after the 6:05 game on Baptist Health Family Fun Day. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family, fun.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, local sports update. I'm ET. ESPN's very own Mike DiRocco joined the Frangie Show where he was asked, is this current Jacksonville Jaguars team a Super Bowl contender? His response?
That's why when people have asked me, are they a Super Bowl contender? No, not at all. I mean, are they close? Well, kind of. In that conference, you can't rush the passer, you're not going to make it through. You're just not. Until that pass rush is better, you're counting on that offense to carry you, and it's good. It's a really good offense. It might be a top 5 offense in the NFL, but that's not enough.
Catch that interview in full by simply heading over to 1010XL.com in the on-demand section. Currently, it's 8:10 and it's 72 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Did you guys see this interesting practice report out of Indianapolis where they've started OTAs? That didn't take long. Anthony Richardson taking first-team reps. Good on the Colts. You're going to believe in a kid and draft him top 5. You don't mess around and save him. Listen, if Anthony Richardson went to one of those situations where they had a veteran quarterback and that was the plan, fine. When you're the Colts and you've been through these quarterback deals and you draft a guy in the top 5, let's don't mess around, man. Put him in there and let him learn. The examples can run both ways, but here in Jacksonville, right? I mean, Trevor Lawrence, they didn't ruin him having a tough first year. That's for sure. Jackson made a curious personnel move yesterday, at least I thought so. I thought I'd pick the brain of the best kicker in Jaguars history. Josh Scobie joins us on the hotline now. Scobes, good to talk to you. It's been too long.
I know, it's been a while.
First of all, congratulations. Excellent work on the schedule release video. You're no Pug Dieterson, but I thought you held your own.
You know what? They've actually recruited me now to do those like infomercials.
Yeah, and, sure. Yeah.
Possibly soap operas, just because of that one thing.
I like it. How you been? What's your golf schedule like? What are you playing? Are you playing competitive golf?
Yeah, just doing fun events. Had some member guests recently, and have a couple fun events in the next 2 months that I get to travel to. So
we're going back to like Sweden or wherever it was? We had you went to Switzerland. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, that's right. Next month, Monaco and Italy, and then
the life of a kicker.
That's the fun one. I mean, it's really just a party more than golf, but we play a little golf in between.
Scobie, I remember when kickers, they got out, they had to go back to work, be bus drivers or whatnot. I mean, it's just what a glorious age to be a pro athlete. My man just plays, the kicking position at an all-pro level, and then just, jet sets and plays golf for the rest of his life. Good for you, my man.
Fortunately, I had a smart woman helping me out.
Don't we all?
And not do dumb things. And,
that's fair.
We were smart with what I made.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Were you as shocked as I was at the move yesterday? I mean, Riley Patterson struggled a little bit when the Jaguars first signed him a year ago, and we went through that, good solid year of sketchy kicking around here, but he's settled into his own. He hit one of the biggest kicks in franchise history, quite frankly, when he beat the Chargers in overtime. He's young, he's accurate. I was surprised. You?
I was very surprised, and I felt like with the season that he had, even though some people felt like he might have struggled, he was still 30 of 35 on field goals, which is more field goals than I ever made in a season, and a really high percentage. So I felt like he at least deserved to compete for the job in camp, if not be handed the job. And also at the same time, I understand signing someone like Brandon McManus with the success he's had and his strong leg. But, I've gotten to know Riley over the off season. We played golf a few times together, and I was definitely upset about it. And, being a kicker that's been traded before, it kind of hit home with me. So, surprised, but that's just the business what they live in, what I lived into.
Well, let me ask you this. It seemed like it would be like a bottom line business. And last year, Brandon McManus went 78% on his field goal attempts, and Riley Patterson hit 85%. Riley Patterson hit 30 of 35. Brandon McManus hit 28 of 36. Patterson missed only one extra point. McManus missed 2 and 10 fewer kicks. McManus is known for that big leg, right? We've always known that, but there's this mile high thing too, right? We always are a little bit more cynical about Colorado Rockies when you talk about Major League Baseball and their offensive numbers because of that altitude. I wonder if that doesn't affect the kicking. So what is it that goes into, like, what do you see if you're looking at kickers and you take a guy who's 7 years older and who statistically wasn't the equal of the guy that you're moving on from?
Well, it just depends on who wanted him, whether it was Trent Baalke, Doug Peterson, or the special teams coach. It just depends. It's one of those three people that felt like that was an upgrade at the position. And as soon as that one person wants him, then they're going to get him. And unfortunately, that was the case with Riley. And, I spoke to him last night about this and, tried to encourage him and tried to tell him to keep his head up because it had nothing to do with performance. It was just one person, in my opinion, that wanted to bring him in, one or more people, that is. And that's what happened. And, not to say or take anything away from Brandon McManus because he's been a really good kicker and he has a cannon for a leg. It's just, in my opinion, unfair that Riley, after what he did for the team and the big kicks that he made, that he didn't have the opportunity to stay here and continue his career.
Did it catch him by surprise? I'm generally pretty well in tune. And listen, we're as it is, and you know this from playing the position. We're grinding on potential upgrades at the defensive line or free agent, additions at other positions. So I've not even thought. I thought the kicking position was stable. I kind of thought they targeted Patterson, early last season, waited on him to get released, and I thought he'd be here for the long term. I'm wondering, was he surprised and caught off guard, or at that position you just understand, that it could happen?
Yeah, I felt like he was surprised by it and, probably a little down about it because he had acclimated himself to the city very well. And, he's, number one, a good human being and a very good kicker and very young, too, which I thought he would be here for a while. So, yeah, I think he was a little surprised by it. But the good thing is he was traded, which means at least another team does want him and want him to compete for the job. But at the same time, anytime you're released from a team or traded, you get a little down and wonder why it happened and go back through why it might have happened. But in the long run, it might just come down to one person who is near the top that might not want you there, and they might think that they could get an upgrade somewhere.
Well, the one area where McManus, is definitely more proficient is, he tried 13 50-plus yard field goals last year and made 8 of them. Now, again, we're talking about playing at, mile high. Does that matter? Is that a difference? I'd have to know of these 8 of these 13, how many were in Denver, and doesn't that become like a more makeable kick, obviously, if you're at that altitude, right?
Yeah, it does make a difference because the ball does go a lot farther in Denver than it does anywhere else. And, there's a reason they attempted that many. It's because he does have a strong leg and the ball does travel a lot farther. But, typically whenever agents and GMs get in contract negotiations, they'll look at stats, not necessarily field goal percentage, but they'll break it down to the average attempt of a field goal and the average make of a field goal, yardage-wise. So I would imagine that McManus's attempts were a whole lot longer than Riley's were. And so I'm assuming that they're looking at the potential for, attempting 56, 57-yard field goals with ease instead of 52 and 53-yarders. So
I'm wondering, and because that was the one thing about Patterson. We always thought they only tried 3. I mean, in today's NFL, the 3 that he tried is much fewer than any other regular starting kicker. I mean, there's more than there's a half dozen or so kickers in the NFL who tried double digits from 50, or longer last year. So I wouldn't think that it would be a total squeeze out based on just that. But does it stir up like painful memories for you, Josh? I know you have moved well on from your NFL career, but I mean, and by the way, you had a lot more on your resume when it came time for you to leave Jacksonville. I'm wondering if it stirs up any of that when you see a buddy kind of going through the same thing.
Yeah, that it absolutely did, just because I remember going through it and, the day it happened and just the emotions you go through in terms of happiness, sadness, wondering what's going to happen, how am I going to move all my stuff to where I got traded to, just, the range of emotions that go with it. And like I told Riley last night, I mean, I got traded at the end of my career, and he's getting traded at the beginning of his career. So he shouldn't look at this as anything negative, but just let it motivate him for the next team.
I would think that there is a spot. I tell you, you want to know some irony. You remember where the Jaguars got Patterson from? They just waited out the Lions.
Yeah.
They knew they were going to have to cut him, and so the Jags pick him up, and here a year later they trade him back to the Lions. Not exactly great roster management there in Detroit, but nonetheless, we'll wish Riley Patterson, again, in part because we haven't had a ton of winning years around here, right? But that kick that he made last year to beat the Chargers is certainly top 5. Now you probably have the other 4. I can't keep up with the 50-yarders that you hit to beat Indy through the years, but there was certainly a number of big kicks, along the way. It's a tough position, man. I mean, it is. I don't know if any other position. It's certainly not in football. Maybe in sport where it can change as quickly as it can with a kicker, and I can't imagine what gets it. And we've seen it with a bunch of other names. Once it gets in your head, and then on top of that, you factor in, here's a kid that really didn't do anything to lose his job. I was super surprised. So at last word, and I know you spoke to his leg strength, but just Brandon McManus in general, what kind of career he's had. And, he is older, but Scobes, it seems like if you were healthy, you kick till you're 37, 38 years old, no problem, without really, losing much of your success. Not everyone, but some of them have been able to. Would you say McManus in his prime, and I know he had his best year last year, are we talking about a top 5 kicker, or are kickers really 1 to 25 really similar?
I would say he's still, a top 5 to top 10 kicker. He's one of my favorites to watch on TV or watch in person kick, because I do like his style. He's a big, tall kicker. And I like watching guys like that because they just make it look easy, and it's kind of like Tony Finau in golf, just easy swing and they crush the ball. But I still think he's got a lot of years. As long as he stays healthy and kicks well, he's got a lot of years left. And, the reason his percentages aren't as high as they should be is because he's attempted so many long field goals. And if he hadn't, it would be higher. But, it's still – in the back of my mind, I wish Riley was still the kicker here, but that's just the business, and you have to deal with it and move on and go from there.
All right, my brother, I'm glad you're doing well. Don't worry about us. Have fun in Belgium or wherever the hell you said you were going. What kind of? That's got to be some beautiful golf over there. I mean, you playing like alpine mountain courses? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, it's basically just mountainous, golf courses at elevation, and they're beautiful, but they're not in the best condition. It would be like going to play, Windsor Park on a good day.
I hear you.
Which, not to throw any shade.
No, I hear you.
Park,
but right, that's not. You're not playing TPC Sawgrass. It's still. I by the way I'm the least golf snob you ever meet. I mean, you just jam 18 into the middle of the dirt somewhere, and I'll go play it, and I won't complain. It is what it is. So. Part of that's probably the golf I grew up playing for the most part. What? Give me a give me a golf highlight. Tell me something that's happened. You've had a hole in one in the last 3 or 4 hours. Have you set a new career low? Have you won any sectional? I mean, what? Give me something. Give me something I can latch on to.
I have not had a hole in one in a good year and a half or so. But I was at Augusta last week for 3 days.
See,
Yeah.
Seems
that
unfair.
was I had 2 holes in a row on the par 3 course that I lipped out. They were just the pins were. They typically put them for the par 3 tournament.
Are you allowed to say are you allowed to say which member had you on? Who were you there with? How did you play? Are they like swear you to secrecy, hunt you down? What do you got?
It was Ron Townsend. He's the member that lives here.
Sure.
So he takes me every year.
Gotcha.
And he's a good man.
He is. I know a bunch of people that have been to Augusta and played with Ron Townsend through the years.
So do I.
Yeah, so do I. All right, well, keep up the good work. Have fun. Safe travels. We'll talk to you shortly. Thanks for your candor and speaking out on this kicking change. And, it's as shocking to Scobie as it was to anyone. Thank you, Josh.
All right, you got it, guys.
All right, man. There he goes. That's you know him. You love him, right? Again, this symbolized in large part, Hicken always grinded on this. It's very symbolic. When your favorite player, or, your most popular player on an NFL team is the kicker, you're not doing it right. There's no kicker in the history of good football who's been the favorite player on a team. Scobie was like the most popular favorite player here because he played at an all-star level even when the team didn't always. But, yeah, if you're just getting up and going with this morning and you missed yesterday's news of Riley Patterson, who I think became very endearing to the Jaguar fan base the way he performed, especially after kind of a rocky start. Traded yesterday to the Lions for a conditional 7th-round pick because the Jags picked up a very good kicker, a 31-year-old out of Denver, Brandon McManus. So it's GFL Friday. Let's get things back on track. I'll queue up a football fix when we come back on the other side. It includes the news on Anthony Richardson. Jimmy Garoppolo is in the news today. Davante Adams gets a response from his coach. We'll share that with you as well. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
She's not very good with numbers.
We've got your winning numbers right here.
Let's count to 10, all right?
10. XL.
Aren't you forgetting something?
92.5 FM.
We are number 1.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
AgPro's Load Up on Savings event is here. Right now, get a John Deere Z320R with 42-inch deck for $37.99. Visit agproco.com for more info. Offer ends 5/31/23. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. This is Hayes Carline for Island Wing Company, located on Southside near Tinseltown, and our new location at Bartram Park in St. Johns County. 2 great locations offering the ultimate sports bar experience where you can stick to healthy options. Island Wing Company has a wide selection of fryer-free food. The wings are baked, not fried, with so many awesome flavors to choose from. You can also get delicious salmon, tuna, flatbreads, and tacos. With tons of spectacular TVs, dog-friendly patios, and 2 daily happy hours, Island Wings can't be beat.
Watch this. Get your golf weekend started early during Brunch with the Tour. Tour news, tips, and inside info. Extremely good. Brought to you by Clearwater Irrigation and J&M Roofing. Tuesday morning at 8:30 on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Donovan Darris, former 10-year strong safety with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tackling is one of the most important techniques that you need in football, but can also be one of the most dangerous. That's why I'm hosting my 2023 Youth Tackling Technique camps all throughout Jacksonville. And so I'm asking if you have a child age 7 to 13, sign them up to learn how to tackle the right way and at a high level. And also, so we don't turn any kids away, sign up as a sponsor to donate $49 for the price of a child to come and participate. You can do all this at DariusNextLevelTraining.com.
This Memorial Day, Navy Mutual would like to salute Bobby Jones. Jones joined the Army Air Forces during World War II. He left the service as a lieutenant colonel and became one of the most famous golfers ever, even co-founding the Masters.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances, that's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Your quick and easy solution for paying the lowest price on car insurance is Estrella Insurance. E to the T here and start saving the big bucks and pay less today. Call 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE and see for yourself. That's 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE or visit EstrellaInsurance.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. It's a GFL. That's Green for Life, Friday on The Drill.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for being up and at 'em with us. Have you taken part in Pay It Forward Friday out there? That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, pull them 20s out.
Right? So I'm diving into this. I think the biggest disconnect right now, apparently there was a disconnect at the kicker position between us, the fans, and the team organization.
Yeah.
I think there's another huge disconnect right in front of our very eyes, right under our nose, and we're not paying any attention to it because we don't believe. But I'm starting to really think that when the Jaguars and Doug Peterson and Trent Baalke talk about the expected improvement that they're going to get from these defensive guys next year, including sack numbers, they really 1,000% heels firmly in the ground, believe it. Particularly the sack number. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I said, gosh, I'm starting to feel like if we spend money on one defender, it's going to be a DB? And I waver back and forth, and I think about the pass rushing names that are out there. And it makes me kind of back off that opinion a little bit. And then I really sit and contemplate on it and think about it, about our football team and about where it could be headed. And I'm right back now firmly, not because of what I have seen or think, but reading the tea leaves and the talking points of the guys who are running the football team who have, for the most part, been honest with us. You know, for the most part, when Doug Peterson has been asked something, he's been honest. It hasn't always been what you might expect him to say. But I think when these dudes are doing all of this talk about the defense and about what they expect and about where pass rush help may come from, I'm starting to believe that when they tell us these things, it's not just coach speak. E.T., if you could pull up Doug Peterson from his press conference earlier this week. And if you could, among the many things that he talked about as he, addressed this football season, this offseason, where they stand, and right, he talked about veteran leadership. He talked about the importance of the OTAs. He talked about, this trust that exists between him and the guys. He talked about how important it is for these young tackles to get some reps, even in the OTAs. He talked about Rayshon Jackson, and he talked about Calvin Ridley. And he also talked about adding a veteran pass rusher, and it wasn't necessarily, for sure, we definitely need one, right? We talked about that earlier. Here's what he said, cut 11, about some second-year players on this football team. Let's think more in terms of the defense, but here's what Doug Peterson said just 3 days ago.
It's more in probably the individual portions of practice where you see them working on different things. Again, we're not in pads. We're just got helmets on during phase 3, and so you limit the amount of contact and collisions out there. But as long as they're working on something and the coaches are helping them develop their talent, those are the things you want to see now, so that when you get to camp, you're not starting over.
Okay, that's the lead in to what
what they're working on now
and how they get better. Give me cut 13 now on what Doug Peterson's confidence meter says about these second-year players. And look, in many regards, we're talking about Devin Lloyd and Trayvon Walker, right? I mean, there are others, but those would be the two big boys. Those are first-round draft picks. You need Devin Lloyd and Trayvon Walker, okay? You need them to be Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. That's what you need those guys to be, not anything less. Those guys mirror each other, those two sides of the ball. They mirror each other where they came in the draft. Two of those dudes were number 1 picks. Trevor's first year would not be any better than Trayvon's first year. Etienne's first year was a total wash because of injuries. You need Devin Lloyd and Trayvon Walker to be Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence on the defensive side of the football. What kind of confidence does Doug Peterson have in that?
No, he's done a really nice job. What you're seeing with those second-year players is the confidence they have because they played last year. And again, it goes back to what we're doing schematically. They know the defense, they know the offense, so there's confidence in that. And he's one of the guys that's taken a step in the right direction that way. And he's just going to, the more reps, he's just going to get better and better. And again. I can say the same for Chad and really even Foye, who's just really a second-year player for us. You see the confidence in these guys, out there on the field, and that'll carry over, as we start the season.
All right, now let me add further kind of opinion on why they haven't rushed out, why they didn't take a defender in the first 3 rounds, why they just seem to be projecting 5th-rounders and late-round draft picks to ultimately make a contribution to this defense. Let me tell you why. Here's what I believe the Jags believe. Not what I've been told by Trent Baalke, Doug Peterson, Mike Caldwell, or anyone else, but his is now what, just taking everything in from what we've seen this offseason and from the words that have been spoken at the Senior Bowl, at the Combine, at the NFL owners' meetings, after the draft, at the OTAs. They've said it, doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on, we like the guys we have. Here is why now, it's finally just dawned on me why I 1,000% believe them when they say that. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying I agree with them. Here's what I believe the Jaguars believe. Damn, we were sure unlucky on defense last year. That's what I believe they believe. You know what the Jaguars were in sacks last year? How many sacks do you think the Jags had last year?
I want to say like 27 maybe?
35.
Okay.
But that's 26th in the NFL. Only 6 teams in the entire NFL had fewer sacks than the Jaguars. Now, in order to sack a quarterback, what do you first have to do? You have to get to him.
Yep.
That's called a pressure. And a pressure would be this. Patrick Mahomes goes back to pass. The pocket collapses. Josh Allen gets a left arm on him, but he spins out of it. Trayvon Walker falls just short of getting him. But he gets away and he makes a play and drive continues. That's called a pressure. Some would say you kind of experience some bad luck if you get a pressure and it doesn't pay off. Although, not every pressure pays off in a sack. But I'll just say it this way. Last year, the Philadelphia Eagles led the NFL in sacks, right? Well, they have 70, didn't they?
They had a whole bunch.
Okay, they had 70. The Jags had 35. The Philadelphia Eagles last year had 168 pressures. So out of 168 pressures, the Eagles, who led the league in sacks, got 70 sacks. The Eagles were tied for second in the NFL in pressures last year with 168. You know who they were tied with? The Jaguars. The Jags and the Eagles each had 168 individual pressures on the quarterback a year ago. The Eagles turned them into 70 sacks. The Jaguars got the quarterback down just 35 times. So what I think that the Jags think, including the improvement from young players, I think that they think put in the exact same position with 168 pressures next year, the luck, the bounce, the spin, the slip, will have them with 55 sacks, not 35. I'm not saying you got to get to the 70. And maybe the conversion of pressure into sack, I'm sure you can find, an analytic for everything. The percentage of pressures that you convert into actual sacks. I'm sure that's a number. Total pressures, the Chiefs had 178. What did they do? They won the Super Bowl. Did anyone think the Chiefs won the Super Bowl with their defense? Now look, some of these pressure numbers, Chiefs and Eagles should have high pressure numbers. They were the best teams in football. Their teams were ahead all the time, so teams had to throw it more against them. But that's why there's a pressure percent analytic as well. So there's total pressures. The Jags were number 2 in the NFL last year. This for a team that was terrible in sacks. Pressure percentage. The percentage of dropbacks they got at pressure. They were 4th in the league in that. Behind only the Cowboys, Eagles, and Jets. See, there's something off here, man. The stats of what these guys put up last year do not match the stats of the other teams that have similar analytics and statistics. You see what I'm saying? You can believe them or not. And analytics fuel coaches' perspectives and teams' decisions a lot more than they do fans. We like what we see with our eyeballs. So you can tell me about pressures all day long, and we've mocked it here on this program in good fun, along the way, right? We have. But there is a reality that the Jaguars had the same amount of pressures last year as the team that led the NFL in sacks with 70, the Eagles. And there probably is some truth to there had to be some jinky bad luck stuff happening there for that pressure number to not convert into the more than the just 35 overall sacks that the Jaguars had. So now I'm right back into full-blown, I don't expect any kind of major move to be made on that defensive line at all. I expect him to try and develop Abdullah and to play the other, Lacey, the draft pick. I expect him to expect continued improvement. They went and re-upped with Roy Robertson Harris, with Devon Hamilton. They've got a linebacking core of, listen, not only is it the second-year guys, Lloyd, and in this case Muma, but also a guy in just his second year in the system, Foye. Can Trayvon Walker's pressures? I don't have the individual pressures. I'm sure I could, find it somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know where certain guys would rate. Here's the total pressures, by the way. I did look it up because I got interested while I'm talking to you. I just love talking sports with y'all. How many of y'all are out there in your car right now? We're just talking. You're yelling back at me in some cases, aren't you? That's on the text line. Sometimes you're just talking to the guy coming out of your radio. What the hell are you talking about? How did this guy get on the air? I don't think this is one of those situations. I give you a few of those. I'm not afraid. Nick Bosa led the league. He's a pretty good pass rusher. 56 pressures last year. Max Crosby, Chris Jones, Matthew Judon, Michael Parsons. You know who was 7th in the NFL in pressures last year with 40?
Josh Allen?
Josh Allen. Didn't always convert to sack numbers, did it?
7.5 of them.
Yeah. I was trying to see where our guy here, Trayvon Walker, shook out. And it's with a great distress that I continue to scroll down to number 47 overall, where Trayvon had 21. Paid it off with 3.5 sacks. Josh Allen had 40, paid it off with 7 sacks. So about the same exact ratio that has to improve. And again, I can't tell you for sure that the Jags say, oh, that's bad luck. But I can say, if you're analytically looking at your football team and you're breaking down film and you're seeing just where the one misstep, the one mistake came on this play and that play, and expecting that next year your guys, that one mistake is not going to happen as frequently. And yeah, you had a really bad sack number. And yes, your fan base and draft analysts and Mel Kiper all say you need to rush in. And yet you look at the stats and you say, hold on now. We pressured the quarterback as good as literally as anybody in the NFL. So noise be damned. Let's just make sure we don't already have enough on that end. And by the way, there's this. You get an offense that can average 30 points a game. Suddenly the 23 that you give up on defense is pretty good. This is the drill. We are going to come back with a football fix. Got other news from around the National Football League. Davante Adams, coach, responds to Davante's thoughts on the Raiders. And Anthony Richardson in the news in Indy. So both those stories and more with a football fix coming up next on The Drill.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
The offensive line developing into a good one, and Tony Baselli, a star. He is imposing. Coleman, Wydell, Tilsky, Searcy, who was in the Super Bowl with the Steelers last year.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pills or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment with our medical providers are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Get ready for Memorial Day weekend grilling at Southern Steer Butcher. Buy any combo pack and get 2 free pounds of chicken, or get 5 pounds or more of steak tips for just $16.99 per pound.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
You know, I think I can best sum it up. I've seen a lot of imitators out there when it comes to your pet service providing. And then I've seen the innovator, and that's Pet Paradise. Now for over 20 years. Has it been that long? As they continue to innovate and give the best pet health care for even the pickiest pet parent. And with Memorial Day coming up now, gang, don't get caught holding the bag. Book now for your pet's Memorial Day vacation at any of the 8 North Florida locations here around town, including one at Jacksonville Airport. Now, out at the airport location, 24-hour drop-off and pickup. They will fit your vacation plans. Pet Paradise is the ultimate pets vacation. Indoor-outdoor suites, webcams, bone-shaped pools, live-in caretaker, on-site veterinary care from New Day. Complete pet health care is here. Make sure you're covered for Memorial Day because they will fill up and book quickly. Book now at petparadise.com or call 877-PETS-PLAY.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Sometimes you agree with him, sometimes you don't.
On the runway, I'm coming in hot.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Hey, this is Stevie Beechurst of Beechurst Plumbing. Growing up in Jacksonville, I was always proud when my dad would point at a building and say, I did the plumbing for that. That's the same kind of pride we instill in every plumber here at Beechurst Plumbing. And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing spring specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit BeechurstPlumbing.com. BETROS Plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling. Frank Frangie here. For 4 generations, our team has been dedicated to honest, quality auto service. Whether your vehicle needs tires, custom wheels, brake repairs, or regular maintenance, our experts will treat you like family. With our all-new Orange Park location, it's now easier than ever to get the care your vehicle needs from familiar faces at an affordable price. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment today.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to Cam Locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Join the face painting fun every Monday at the Ponte Vedra Woody's Barbecue, where kids eat free with a paid adult. Mondays from 6 to 8 at Woody's on Solano Road in Ponte Vedra.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures before we kick off the football fix, whether or not is the greatest game show of any era. I agree.
Freak it.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, considering the lack of cash we throw into the production value, makes a lot of sense to me. Let's get into the NFL. Davante Adams kind of raised some eyebrows. It made it seem like he wouldn't be much longer for the Raiders, when he recently said that he and the team don't see eye to eye on the direction of the franchise. So the media runs off to Vegas coach Josh McDaniels yesterday to tell on him and find out what he has to say. McDaniels did a smart thing here. Davante Adams is entering his 10th NFL season. I think I saw he's the first player ever to be first-team All-Pro at receiver in back-to-back years for two different teams.
Oh, that's cool.
Says a lot, too, right? We've had a lot of productive and prolific pass catchers.
Damn, Tyreek Hill?
I guess he didn't. Well, no, I guess he wasn't first-team All-Pro for both years. You would think. The key word in the sentence I just gave you, by the way, is think. When I said, I think I saw that. Pretty positive. All right, so Josh McDaniels, when asked about Davante Adams, I mean, what do you think here? I mean, what's going on? Is Davante on his way out? He says that he and the organization don't see eye to eye. And McDaniels said, very smart, like a veteran coach, that Adams has an opinion and a voice because he's earned it over the course of his career. I respect the hell out of anything he would say or suggest or anything like that. During the course of the process, trying to improve our team, I know where Davante comes from. He's a competitor. He wants to win. That's really his sole focus. That's what he does here every day. And so there you go. That's how you just make sure that this doesn't become a bigger deal. If the Raiders are going to do anything, and there aren't many that feel they are. I mean, there seems to be more and more gathering momentum that the two worst teams in the league could be the Raiders and the Cardinals. Two teams that were in the playoffs 2 years ago. Oof. What a difference, right? In the NFL, it comes fast. Of course, the Raiders went to Jimmy Garoppolo this offseason, right? They signed the former Patriot and 49er. He's reignited with Josh McDaniels from his New England days. Well, now we learned that Garoppolo had foot surgery in March. So, look, Garoppolo's injuries were the reason he did not get to keep hold of the San Francisco 49ers quarterback position. And so now here he is with at least a minor setback. The Colts had put Anthony Richardson in for first-team reps and OTAs. I said this earlier. It's a smart move by them. You are in a spot where you have a top 5 pick in which you've used on a quarterback. Play him. Let him get his feet on him. Let him make his mistakes. Don't delay the inevitable. Poor Gardner Minshew. Oh, Minshew magic. It fiddles out fast, doesn't it?
Right.
I mean, if you're picking a squad, I'm sure Minshew's picking a squad. He's like, maybe the Colts won't go quarterback in the top 5. Maybe they'll take Will Levis. I can beat him out. Anthony Richardson is just like a force of nature, man. He's going to have his days, right? He's going to have those moments where he'll probably get pulled from some games.
Yeah.
Because now at Florida you couldn't pull him from a game. Who you putting in? Jack Miller? In the NFL, Gardner Minshew or whoever their third potential quarterback might be, if you have one of those terrible games there, you're going to lose some playing time. But nonetheless, they're very smartly, if you ask me. OTAs, yeah, already. Let's get some first-team reps in here for the top 5 quarterback. Cowboys dialing back OTAs, trying to avoid a penalty. These teams just push it too far in the OTA segment sometimes. Remember when I was telling you about Davante Adams and, how the organization doesn't see eye to eye, they don't maybe necessarily take what the players say as serious as they should. Well, Darren Waller, tight end for the Giants, traded there from the Raiders this offseason, as timing would have it, in speaking of his own team, kind of said the same thing about the Raiders. He was asked yesterday about just his impression of the Giants and joining their organization, and he said, quote, they value our opinions here, which is kind of like in line step with some of the minor criticism Davante Adams was talking about. Yeah, I would suggest that all NFL players know what the rules are. And I don't just mean between the lines on Sunday. I find it worse rather than better that Jameson Williams admits to not knowing what the rules were when it comes to gambling. He admitted he felt sick and hurt on April 20th when he learned a 6-game suspension was coming from the NFL for violating the gambling policy. He said he was blindsided. I didn't know things like this were coming, but I took some time. I just thought about the better days moving forward. I look forward to the better days. Number 12 pick in the draft claims he wasn't aware of the gambling policy beforehand. Although he didn't bet on NFL games, and that matters, he was flagged for mobile betting at the team's facility on sports other than football. By the way, he says he doesn't remember doing that, but he will not appeal the 6-game suspension. I just left it alone. They gave me 6 games. We left it at that. Williams rushed back to play some as a rookie last year, but don't forget he tore his ACL in, I can't remember which game he was. Was he the national championship game or the SEC championship game?
Yeah, it was one of those.
Well, one of those two. Williams, by the way, insists he's, quote, not a gambler. I'm a football player. Says his betting didn't happen frequently. And if those things are true, then it's even more of a shame that your dodo self bet, inside the facility, which you're just, quite frankly, not allowed to do.
That's just dumb.
Right. We say that too often, don't we? That's just dumb. Bill Barnwell had an interesting. I'm going to get into this when we come back on the other side. We'll also see what's trending. That's the Football Fix, brought to you by the Sharks, brought to you by the home course at Jewelton Creek Golf Club. Go online, get your tee times today. Best value in golf is at the Jewelton Creek Golf Club. And I want to encourage everybody to go to oldschoolkingfish.com and get into that old school kingfish tournament, the dailies presented by Yellowfin. It is going to be a great time. Find out more about that. If you're a recreational fisherman, this is your chance. They go old school by keeping the boundaries of where you can fish a lot smaller. They go old school by you can't buy live bait. You got to catch your own. And it is old school fun and partying and festivities as well. So find out more there. All right, so keeping in line on what we talked about. And there are some reasons why the Jags feel their defense is going to be better without us being so cynically, pessimistic about that. And I'm not going to revisit the pressure numbers, the sack numbers, and how they don't correspond. But Bill Barnwell has a column. He ranked NFL off seasons, from the worst off seasons to the best. Where do you think the Jags would fit in? It's another kind of somewhat surprising where he put them. That and more when we come back on the other side. All right, I'm going to get into the block party got shut down real quick. Michael Block, who captured everyone's imagination at the PGA, lost the gallery yesterday. We got that. The Celtics stay alive and keep their chase at breaking NBA, history. When they won last night, so they'll go to Miami and try and stay alive. We'll get in a little bit of that and more. ET will hook us up with what's trending. So we'll attack the top 5 as we move into the 9 o'clock hour. I can't promise you 9 o'clock nasty. That's not my thing. But I'm going to reset today's hat, and maybe you'll change your mind.
Right?
Right. Yeah, the long hat Saturday. My hat with the best story got put on this lovely head of hair this morning, so we'll reset that a little bit as well. And being Memorial Day weekend, I like E's idea and the hat that he's got on today. Right now, very trendily worn backwards. This is the drill. It's a GFL Friday. That's Green for Life. Find out why they are the best with the commercial roll-off, waste and commercial roll-off. Do it today at greenforlife.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Launch the downloads.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
And initiate sequence.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
The sandwich of the month at the Daily Stash is one of my favorites. It's the Cuban sub, El Cubano, fire-roasted pork, applewood smoked ham, Swiss cheese, daddle mustard, ooh, what a kick, and pickles, all on a pressed baguette. Is your mouth watering? Mine is. Locally sourced, fresh ground coffee every morning with your breakfast biscuit. And then, guys, the commitment to quality at the Dash is real. Top shelf, freshly sliced, made to order. Try the Cubano, the May Sub of the Month at the Daily's Dash.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out the Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At the Y Summer Camp, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
Gang, we all want to feel better, especially when our back hurts. You got pain going down that leg. That's where my friend Dr. Alan Nathans and Nathan's Family Chiropractic come into play. You see, they have a no-needle regenerative clinic, and he's also part of the 100-Year Lifestyle Network. We're all living longer, man. And if your back hurts, and you know who you are, you got that bulging, herniated, degenerated disc, sciatica, stenosis, you've tried everything. But maybe you haven't tried Dr. Nathan's. He uses that DRX 9000 non-surgical decompression table, and it gently unbulges, unherniates discs that are causing back pain. Don't do another cortisone injection. We're living longer. Let's live healthier, man. Let's keep golfing. Let's keep walking. Let's keep working out. Yes. Check out Dr. Nathan's and the 100-Year Lifestyle at drnathans.com. That's drnathans.com.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
E.T. here, and y'all know how much I like my brown water, but I ain't gonna lie, it gives me headaches sometimes. So my alternative is Brackish Vodka. This gluten-free alternative to Tito's is 100% local, and all monies stays right here in Duval. Not only does Brackish Vodka make you feel good, but when you support Brackish Vodka, you're also helping local charities. Try it side by side with your favorite vodka, and you will taste and smell how natural Brackish Vodka really is. And when you do, remember who sent you. Come on, somebody.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I said yes to Yas, Dr. Mitchell Yas, and the Yas method. Now I know, you've probably tried medications, treatments, injections, even surgery. Maybe the reason you're still in pain is because they're treating the wrong thing and not addressing the root causes. Well, I know from personal experience, this does happen. But I found the best kept secret in pain elimination, Dr. Yas and the Yas method. Call him today, 904-906-YASS, and say yes to Yas.
Did you know that many cooling companies are now part of big conglomerates with no connection to Northeast Florida? In the past, they have concentrated on heating and air conditioning, but after a buyout, many add plumbing and electrical services. This raises their overhead, and those costs are passed on to the consumer. It's a case where bigger isn't better, it's just more expensive. Not Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Mike Merritt remains family-owned and operated. Merritt's focus has been the same for more than 30 years, keeping Northeast Florida comfortable, no matter what the weather. And there are no overtime or weekend surcharges. Mike Merritt's team does not work on commission. They repair only what needs repair and offer replacements only on what can't be fixed. And unlike at giant corporations where you can feel like just another number, with Mike Merritt, you'll feel like number one. Florida license CACO 50384.
When it comes to commercial fence services, Superior Fence and Rail has you covered. If your business needs automatic gates or security fence and railings, trust Superior with your next commercial project. Superior's team delivers great communication, high-quality products, and exceptional customer service. Just read any of their 2,300-plus reviews.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Malfunctions in your electrical panel can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888-8-Sparky.
Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Local sports update brought to you by First Coast Honda Dealers. I'm E.T. ESPN's very own Mike DeRocco joined the Frangie Show recently, where he was asked, is this current Jaguars team a Super Bowl contender? His response?
That's why when people have asked me, are they a Super Bowl contender? No, not at all. I mean, are they close? Well, kind of. In that conference, you can't rush the passer, you're not going to make it through. You're just not. Until that pass rush is better, you're counting on that offense to carry you, and it's good. It's a really good offense. It might be a top 5 offense in the NFL. But that's not enough.
You can hear that interview in full by simply heading over to 1010XL.com in the on-demand section. Currently, it's 9:06 and it's 71 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Did I tell you I was going to do my part to get you into the long weekend? We got a 3-dayer coming up. It's 9:07, baby. I could have done 5. I'll do 6 hours today, E.T. I'm just getting going.
Oh, yeah?
We got more. or I'll happily, obligedly turn it over to Jaguars Today coming up next. The long hat Saturday, or summer, I should say, Hatterday, every day is Hatterday, continues. So if you want to fire up the YouTube and see what E and I did today, we both kind of wore special hats today. In there in the production studio, you can take. Got to activate me here, brother.
Yeah, it's activated now.
Oh, it is. All right. If you could look in there first at E. Well, we'll start. You got it. Okay, there you go. He's got his Coast Guard hat on. It's Memorial Day weekend, so appreciate and remember all those that have served this country so valiantly through the years. Let's don't ever lose perspective of all that and get caught up in stupid social media sniping a bunch of people that don't really get out and do much to help society other than run their yappers via their keyboards. So let's remember, the true greats in America that have made us what we are, and none of them sit in a loft typing on Twitter. Not a one. So appreciate you out there. You got your Coast Guard cap on. I have the hat today that will have the biggest story of any hat that we go through this year. Again, if you're late to the party, what are these guys doing? Well, we've got a different hat a day every day throughout the summer to see just how many we have, because E.T. and I determined that we hoard hats. And we each at home, when we talked about this before, and it would have been Dan too, but we found out he's not a hoarder. He goes through his stuff, he cleans it out, clears it out. So he's not talking about just this overwhelming number that we have. And I swear, every time I look, I come back with a higher estimate. I mean, when we first started, I told you this might be 70 hats. Baloney. It's more than that. Because I had to look for this one today, by the way, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, a couple things from the text line. A shout out this morning to Guggenella G, who is having an anniversary, 28 years. That's the same length as something that's about to come up. So congrats to y'all out there. Guggen Ash sending that in to his lovely bride and wants to let her know. Usually listens for trending. So I'm not going to put you in trending. I can't do it all, but I will give you a shout out. But I said that because, all right, first let's get to the hat here. You ready? All right, here's the hat. We're going in there close. This is a hat. This is the oldest hat I think I have. I may have one. I know gave their life in, again, I love the people that nitpick. When you send out for Memorial Day, I understand it's those that have lost their lives. We know that. I love how they come at you quick. Jeff gets it wrong. It's not for those who have served. It's for those who gave their lives in the line of service. No kidding. Thanks for taking the well wishes and the good thoughts and going full-blown Karen, male or female. I'm not sure. Shut up. Stop it. This hat is maybe the oldest one I have. I got this hat on my honeymoon, E.T. Chartered us a snorkeling trip. We stayed at the resort when we went down. This is 28 years ago. Went back to Puerto Rico. I went to high school. And so I wasn't going to pay those resort rates. I was going to go find us something, in Fajardo. If you've ever been to Puerto Rico. That's exactly what I did. So we just jumped on this, this kind of independent contractor. Took 6 or 8 of us. So, yeah, that's what this is from here. And it's the 40-foot catamaran. I don't know if you can see what it's called. Again, this is not meant to invoke the 9 o'clock nasty. All I can do is show you the name of the vessel. And that's right there in Puerto Rico, Yo Soy Borinque. And that'd be on the Spread Eagle, by the way. That's
the Spread Eagle.
Yeah, that's somehow I ended up on honeymoon charter called the Spread Eagle. To which I get this on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Props to Pross for buying a hat that said Spread Eagle on his honeymoon. Total boss move. Wasn't intended as such. So there you go. The long hat summer continues. And, man, there are so there has to be an outcome to this as well. There's got to be something productive come out of this rather than just wearing a different hat for the next, another 60 or 70 days. We're going to have to double up, by the way. This might go to the new year, I've determined. You can only do, if we're both here, it'd be 20 a month.
Uh-huh.
I got 4 or 5 months still ahead of me. I'm telling you, I way underestimate when I said 75 or 80.
Yeah, I don't have that many. So, yeah, you got it.
No, because I'm counting, I gave like an estimation of the stack of hats. But as I go through them, I realize that, no, I thought that was 25 hats. That's 50 hats. Yeah, I might have to double up at the end. I don't know. So, anyway, there's that. All right, so kind of going to get back to like some Jaguars storylines today because there's some interesting ones. Again, this disconnect between us, the fan base, and what the Jags are telling us. I got a good reminder on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Remember last year when we wanted to draft a receiver in the first 2 rounds, but they said, no, we got what we got in Christian Kirk and Zay Jones. Remember? And we all said, oh, yeah, sure we do. And then what happened? I think we're seeing some of that here. They didn't go aggressively in free agency or draft aggressively an edge rusher because they believe that that pressure total, which was second in the NFL and tied with the Eagles, will manifest itself in more sacks. If you miss it, and this has been brought up before, the Eagles, who led the NFL with 70 sacks, had the exact same number of quarterback pressures as the Jaguars, 168. It's just the Jags only got 35 sacks out of it. And I feel the front office, the staff, the coaches, they feel like that's going to go up. Just play the same and it's going to go up. There's some bad luck there, but again. So then that leads me to, Bill Barnwell for ESPN has ranked the off seasons in the NFL from worst to best. So which teams improved through the off season and which didn't. Now, to my view, is Calvin Ridley technically an off season move? They traded for him last year. That's not an off-season move.
It's not, yeah.
We added a guy in the off-season, but it would be no different than, like, Travis Etienne was injured, and so in the first year, so last year was going to play. That didn't mean his availability was an off-season move. So I don't know if you can add Calvin Ridley. I guess being reinstated became an off-season move. So if you don't count Calvin Ridley, the Jaguars haven't had a lot of off-season moves, so I wasn't sure where I would find them on this list. And again, like anything subjective, the list isn't the gospel truth, rather than just informed opinion. From 1 to 32, without knowing what the other teams around the NFL would do, where would you say the Jaguars stacked up from the best to the worst off-seasons? Have they had a good off-season, a bad off-season, trend more towards one of those? Is it dead in the middle?
It's not dead in the middle. I'd put it on the right side of trending up as far as a good offseason.
What about the offseason makes you feel that way? Keeping the band together? I mean, just not having a lot. I think the biggest, because this is a playoff team, but it was a 9-8 playoff team. We weren't 14-3 in the whole, where there's still improvement to be made. But you kept almost all of the important pieces from that football team.
Very well, yes.
Almost all of them. Arden Key's gone. I get it. That's. Is there anyone else? Jawan Taylor's gone. We'll see. I don't know if that's really going to be a downgrade when all's said and done. You used a first rounder on that position.
Although
they didn't do a lot. The two things that we really want to address, the corner and the DN, which again those might be wrong because of the previous things we talked about today. They haven't done much there, so. It's kind of been inactive. I would almost give them an incomplete. I think I would put them like right in the middle. They haven't done anything that goes, wow, we're going to be better because of this. And nothing's happened to them that you go, wow, they're going to be worse because of this.
Now I gotta change my answer to kind of like dead in the middle. You're right, and also think about this, Cam Robinson.
Yeah,
that's a negative.
That's a negative. I mean, so I got to be honest. When I read this and I scroll down from the worst at 32. I expected to see the Jags in kind of the mid-20s just from a standpoint that they didn't do anything. This should not be a column about how good teams are or how last year went or who you're excited about. It should be simply about what did you do this offseason to change. So, and first and foremost, he admits right away that he's not always right. Last year, he pegged the Seahawks as the worst offseason of any team and then looked foolish when Geno Smith played so well. And the draft class included like Tariq Woolen, who was a great player underdrafted. So, again, it's only an opinion. But I really expected I expected, okay, we'll see the Jags here at 24, right? Which back in the old days we would think would be awesome to be in the power poll. We're up to 24. That's great.
Right?
So I got more good news for you. I tell you something else that comes up every time we start thinking about our football team in the season. Anytime our division rivals come up, they're always like PP poor and everything. They're terrible at this and that and the other. Right? It seems like we always find those power ratings, strength. It didn't matter. They're just awful. It's just an awful division with young quarterbacks, unproven. And then you got the aging Titans, and are they still any good? I guess we'll find out. But I can't expect much at all out of Indy and Houston. Unless one of those two rookie quarterbacks is just like a game changer and they get like a Mahomes effect. I guess then they could immediately become good, but it usually takes at least a little while. So 32, the worst offseason of anyone, the Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
Carthon, their GM, Carthon, he writes, mostly stuck to importing former 49ers players where he used to work, including Arden Key, who spent 1 year in Jacksonville. Used a first-round pick on a guy who will start at guard. Moved up to grab Will Levis, who I'm not sure everyone he says, what went wrong? I'm not sure whether the Titans are rebuilding. 2 moves hanging over the organization's head all offseason still haven't been resolved. Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry. Still on the roster, both final year of their respective deals. Both have declined the past 2 seasons. Tannehill 34, Henry 29. Are they going to be part of pushing this team forward? So anyway, and the only reason I'm going anywhere near in-depth on the Titans is because they're in our division and they're dead last. Then you got the Rams. That's another one that, what are they doing? They got 4 or 5 really high-priced, aging veterans, guys like Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford, but not much else around, not much, draft. We said, how can they keep doing this? Here's our answer, E. While the Rams were adding Jalen and this guy and that guy and paying guys and just Odell Beckham Jr. they would just keep bringing in big-name guys. How do they do this? How do they do this? Well, you pay for it on the back end. They're about to be really bad for a while. I scroll down to 30. That's the Raiders. Okay, we're at 29. The Giants, I guess they didn't do much. I keep scrolling. The Lions are 28th. Oh, that's not good. I mean, that's a team that you want to be higher on this list if you're an up-and-coming team. If you're established, whatever. You're Bill Barnwell. I'm the Patriots. I'll trust my thoughts. So the Lions not in a good spot there. 28. Tampa Bay, 27th, best offseason, so nothing special there. Falcons, 26. Now I'm starting to look for the Jags. I don't feel like we've done a whole lot here. Is he going to be satisfied with what the Jaguars have done? 25, the New Orleans Saints. 24, the Colts, another one of our divisional opponents. So 24, okay, no, still no Jags, huh? Number 23, the Jets. That'd be the 10th worst offseason. The 11th worst offseason, number 22nd overall. There's our third member of our division, the Houston Texans. So wait now. We're already better, some would say significantly better than the rest of our divisional opponents. And by all accounts, they have had 3 of the 10 worst off seasons in football. Man, if you can't smell 13-4 out of this football season.
Yeah.
All right, 22. Okay, wow, this is awesome. We're in first. We haven't done a lot. We still have better off season than our rivals. Let's keep going. Well, we got to show. 21, the Ravens. All right. 20, the Vikings. Okay. 19, the Browns. What? All right.
And 21, the Ravens?
Yeah.
I thought they had a pretty accurate.
Well, 18, Seahawks. Oh, we're still alive. And then we pop up right dead in the middle, which I got to be honest, I felt was kind of a win for a team that didn't do anything. That really tells you what people think of what we are.
Oh.
Here's what he writes about the Jags. General Manager Trent Baalke amassed some bonus draft capital, moved down twice in the first round, again in the second. Got a 4th and 2 5th rounds they wouldn't have had. Also picked up a future 4th rounder from the Saints on draft day. It'll be a better pick next year than it was this. It was a quiet offseason for Jacksonville in a good way. That's what he said went right. A segment of the breakdown also, what went wrong. Last year's spending spree limited Jacksonville's ability to make a big splash around Trevor Lawrence. The Jags were unquestionably better after adding Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram a year ago, but paying premium prices for players who hadn't delivered at that level before capped their ability to operate this offseason. I love the trade for Calvin Ridley when it happened. I respect Ridley's upside as a possible number 1 receiver, but he has been that guy for just 1 season across his first 4 in the year in the league. This is Lawrence's final season on a rookie deal before getting a significant raise, and while the Jags can carry over unused cap space into next year, I would have liked to have seen another significant move. Barnwell writes, could they have gone after one of the tackles available after losing Juwan Taylor? Should they have called about DeAndre Hopkins or Darren Waller? Could they have added an interior pass rusher to help Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker? It's a mild criticism, but again, there wasn't much going on in Jacksonville over the past few months. What's left to do? This is a valid point here. Resolved Cam Robinson's future. The left tackle was sidelined at the end of the year with meniscus. Now he's facing a multi-game suspension for violating the league's performance-enhancing drug policy. A suspension would likely void his $16 million guaranteed salary this year. Walker Little projected to move to the left side. The Jags use a first-rounder on Anton Harrison to play right. if that's how things play out, it'd be a surprise if they then benched Little upon Robinson's return, moved Little back to the right side, or kept a $16 million tackle on the bench to play as a swing tackle. There's not a ton left on the free agent market. The Jags might be better off trading Cam Robinson as a result of the suspension and targeting what's left to supplement the rest of their roster. Or if they don't trade, move on from, and at least pick up that salary to use. So certainly some, active doesn't always mean best. We've learned that, right?
Yeah, that's
active
accurate.
doesn't always mean best. And sometimes you're active, and you never stop and you never get better. And sometimes you're not active enough and you do or don't get better. So activity in this case, I'll give Barnwell credit here from this standpoint. He didn't look at a lack of activity as necessarily a damning indictment of they didn't do anything. Right, this is a football team that, and we've talked about, it's been a narrative not just on this radio program today or around the station in general or the fan base or the team. It's all about what they have improving. Next year we're going to have a lot different variables to go through, right? You're counting on these a lot of guys. Listen, there's also this is the second continuous year in either system for anyone on this roster. We talk a lot about Trevor, but the defense coordinator changed last year too. I mean, it's just been if you've been on this team for 3 or 4 years, you got different playbooks and coaches every year. So, and Peterson talked about that when he met the media earlier this week. It's not just he and Trevor and the system for the second year. It's all of these guys. It's a lot of them playing together for the first time ever, right? Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, they all just 1 year with Trevor. I mean, the sky's the limit on just for organic growth and improvement for this football. I could not be, I say it, I'm sure y'all pick up on it. I could not be more excited about the future of this team.
This year, this upcoming football season is going to tell us what the next 4 to 5 years is going to look like.
Certainly going to tell us what direction, they're going to go when it comes to improving, right? I think that is. I think that's fair, right? What we see that now, it's not, well, we're counting on our third-year guys to improve, right? Listen, I said it earlier. There's a natural correlation sitting right in front of us, and it's fair to put the expectation on them. And it's also a reminder of what can happen real quickly, and that is this. Trayvon Walker taking number 1, and Lloyd taking – when did Devin Lloyd go? 26, 27? They traded back up into the first round to get him, right?
Yep.
So you got a defender taking number 1 overall and a guy you traded up in on defense to get, in the first round. They have to have the impact in year 2 that Trevor Lawrence taking number 1 overall and Travis Etienne traded up to get late in the second round had in year 2 on offense. Now, what happens if Trayvon Walker's improvement mirrors Trevor Lawrence's?
Oh, man.
And what happens if Devin Lloyd's impact mirrors Travis Etienne's from a year ago?
We're going to the Super Bowl, and we're going to win that thing.
Again, man, we have not had a sturdy trust tree as a fan base here. We've had a bunch of grifters and sideshow hustlers feeding us a bunch of garbage for a lot of years. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. We have been way below average from what it takes to build a team, from Gene Smith to Mike Mularkey to Dave Caldwell to Gus Bradley to you name it. We just had a bunch of used car salesmen when it comes to delivering what they promise. Hey, we're not living in that fear right now. We got dudes that have rolled into town and say, hey, this is going to happen, and then it's happened. We had dudes roll into town and take the complete mess that had been made of Trevor Lawrence and fix it by the end of their first year with him. Yeah, this is the drill. Let's come back and see what's trending. Happy to get you through a Friday here. It's a GFL Friday here. That's Green for Life. we will. I'll reset a couple of sports takes that are trending this morning. I think the two biggest stories nationally. One are the Celtics staying alive, and two, it's the block party getting shut down by the folks at Colonial. That Hollywood script that Michael Block wrote at the PGA, it burned in the Texas heat yesterday. But it's the reaction to him that I find a little distasteful, man. But more on that too when we come back. Skipping along here on a GFL Friday. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
How bad do you really feel?
I feel pretty good, actually. Why is that?
Well, all we had was
1010XL. The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Live life to the fullest. You hear that all the time, but it's easier said than done when you're in pain, right? It's Hayes Carlion with QC Kinetics. They are in the business of giving people back their quality of life and providing much-needed relief for chronic joint pain, but doing it in the most non-invasive way possible, using regenerative treatments from your body's own natural biologics. Where is your joint pain? In your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? Well, QC Kinetics concentrates these impactful treatments right at the source of your pain, directly applying healing properties where you need them most. And best of all, you walk into the office and you walk right out after treatment. No surgery, no downtime. And patients are raving about the results. So what does living life to the fullest look like to you? Whatever it is, don't wait one more day. Get started today with a call to QC Kinetics for a complimentary consultation. Call them at 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522 with locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, like an offensive lineman protecting his quarterback at all costs, Craig and Christine Kaprowski, they do the same. This husband and wife team have teamed up at the beach, and they take care of all of our insurance needs. They're going to get you protection in a fast, friendly, affordable way. And, I mean, I use them, and my family uses them. My daughter told me how much she was spending down in Tampa. I said, man, that sounds like a lot of money. Call the Kaprowskis, get a checkup. And she did. In less than a week, she's saving more than $100 a month. $100 a month. And the same coverage. So if you need homeowners, auto, flood insurance, you got a boat, Craig and Christine, part of the Goosehead Insurance family. I trust them with my insurance needs. Maybe you should as well. If you need a checkup, easy to get a hold of. Craig.Kaprowski at Goosehead.com. Craig.Kaprowski, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I at Goosehead.com. Or give them a call, 904-478-8422. That's 478-8422. Every weekend is a Stone Cold Sports Weekend. Hey, Dan Hicken here. Watch For the Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll help you put together your sports weekend. Weekend with Dan brought to you by Stone Core. We do the outdoors better.
This Memorial Day, Navy Mutual salutes Yogi Berra, an 18-time All-Star catcher for the Yankees. Berra was a member of the U.S. Navy during World War II. Berra served as a gunner's mate on the USS Bayfield during the D-Day invasion.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
Get ready for Memorial Day weekend grilling at Southern Steer Butcher. Buy any combo pack and get 2 free pounds of chicken, or get 5 pounds or more of steak tips for just $16.99 per pound.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
If you have a family member who is on active duty or a veteran, now is the time to call Zero Res and get a 25% military discount. That's 25% off carpet cleaning, tile, upholstery, or Oriental rugs. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
At Andy's Automotive and Truck Services, they know that your company's fleet is more than just a bunch of cars and trucks. It's your livelihood, your reputation, your pride. So when you need routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs, Andy's offers after hours and mobile service to minimize your downtime and keep your fleet running like new. While you care for your employees and customers, rest assured Andy's Automotive will take care of your fleet. Visit the team at andysats.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, is home this weekend at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Tonight is Red Shirt Friday with post-game fireworks presented by Florida Health Duval County. Tomorrow, the first 2,000 fans get a beverage belt, plus more fireworks courtesy of 1-to-1 Financial. Then Sunday, more fireworks after the 6:05 game on Baptist Health Family Fun Day. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family, fun.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back on a GFL Friday. This is pretty much a social media story, and that's just like such a negative place at times. And I know not every social media, and all you Twitter users are on the negative variety, but there's certainly more than there is in just general population or mainstream media. That's just a fact. People say, oh, Jeff, you're a liar. You must be on Twitter. All you talk about is Twitter. No. The text line sends in the links. If you read a story on somewhere, it references the tweets. And y'all turned on Michael Block real quick.
It was just the thing.
We had to comment. It was yesterday. We play, right? He said I'm world class. If I had Rory's length, that'd be stupid good. I'm a world class short game. I have world class, putting. And after being on 5,000 interviews and shown, here, there, and everywhere, I guess the guy finally is going to say something that people can jump on, especially when he shoots 81 yesterday, and it's just about DAL. Is he DAL, by the way? We all know what DAL is, dead A last. I'm pretty sure it's 11 over. Yeah, Michael Block is DAL. He goes off at 9:48, so 13 minutes away.
Can't be DAL. Talking about some
81.
Oh, man.
81. The next lowest score was 77. By the way, as predicted on this program yesterday, I told y'all, he's going to hack it up. He's not going to be able to compete on courses where they go low. It was like the perfect storm. But do we have to, ruin the whole thing? Do we have to kill him for saying that he would be elite? That's what he thought. That's what he asked him. We keep asking him questions. Can we just let him be his affable, personality-driven self and understand that he's not Phil Mickelson? He's not going to win tournaments? It's like now, the only thing anyone's focused on, that's not true. On social media, it feels like they've turned on him so bad that who cares what he did and how much we loved him, how much we put him on that pedestal. Right? ESPN Plus 2 days in a row, and then CBS in back-to-back days did the walking down the fairway interviews. We loved watching him, didn't we? Wasn't it a feel-good story, Michael Block?
Was.
So now, again, he does 1,000 interviews. He's on podcasts and SAT interviews, you name it, Golf Digest, Sports Illustrated, to ESPN, and he sits on one podcast, and the guy asks him, gosh, how good do you think you could be if you had Rory's distance? That's all that happened. And then, okay, I guess he said he thought honestly, and you know what? Coming off a week where you finished 15th in the world, and you remember that list of great golfers that we said he beat at the PGA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe you're a little full of yourself. Maybe, and we said this yesterday, maybe not go, I'm world class. Because in golf, you could always turn around and shoot 81 like he did yesterday. But boy, I mean, I hope he's not on Twitter. I hope he's not listening to those people. I still look at Michael Block as a great story. I expected him to struggle. In fact, I said yesterday he's gonna miss the cut. 100%. He may very well be last. But that charisma, that charm, and being just a Joe everyman, it's still there. Because we know how we are. You ever played a golf tournament gang? Any of y'all out there, golf, fishing, bowling, I don't care what it is, and you're next to last after the first day, and you're like, well, if we do this, this, and this, we can still win. Don't we all do that?
Everybody.
Right? Here's what he said after he shot 81 yesterday and found himself DAL. I'm looking forward to coming out tomorrow, playing a great round, giving it everything I had. I've shot 58. I've shot a 59 in my life. 58s and 59s aren't shot on tour, gang. Hardly ever. And since what I had today, I wouldn't be surprised if I did it. So if I do, cool. If not, I'll be seeing my kids and my wife tomorrow night in Orange County, California. It's all good one way or the other. The second part of that, I don't think anyone would have any quibble with. It's the old, I've shot 58, I've shot 59, I might tomorrow. Yeah, no, you won't. You're going to find, Michael Block, I have a little better day. He'll follow up that 81 with a 78. He will finish DAL, and then he'll go back to his life as a club pro. Let's see what's trending, E. We'll finish it off with that. Thanks for staying with us this Friday. A Friday, as always, brought to you by GFL. Look, we got a couple Memorial Day. It's already Friday, so I don't know if you've crossed the I's and dotted the T's, but if you're going out of town, you need someplace to book the pet, then I've got you right now. Memorial Day vacation for your pet at any of the 8 North Florida Pet Paradise locations. Call 877-PETS-PLAY or book now at petparadise.com. They've got it all at Pet Paradise.
Number 5.
$2 billion Powerball winner Edwin Castro was served papers at his $25 million California mansion in suit claiming the ticket was stolen.
Man, that's awful late in the process. He's already brought the $1 million mansion. I mean.
Oh, you should see this crib, Jeff.
But how do we get this far along that now where was the dude who's claiming he stole? Where have they been the last? When did he win? How many years?
A year ago.
Yeah, that's kind of late.
An entire year.
Who claimed what? Sorry, you got any details?
There's a little detail.
Like, how did it come about? Has it been in contention the whole time? Did some guy just decide, hey, I think that dude stole my lottery ticket?
It has been in contention the whole time.
All right.
So he said a day after he bought the ticket, Edwin stole the ticket from him. But when he stole the ticket from him, it's not clear. It doesn't say if he already knew. How did he know that was going to be $1 billion, the winning ticket, basically? Did he just luck up and steal that ticket?
Right.
But man, that is a bad behind crib.
Woo! $2 billion. Is this so? This was the one we all went crazy for like a year ago.
$2 billion. Oh,
I gotta make money. Steal $1 billion lottery ticket. Run like hell.
Number 4.
And it's weird how this happens. Well, it's not weird, but it happens often. So Tina Turner, she recently passed away. God rest her soul.
Yeah, just a couple days ago.
Her music sees massive spike in stream and downloads.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, because somebody passes away, and then you're like, oh man, I remember that person. They made this song, and then you stream it. Like the other day, I was playing all Tina Turner music.
Yeah.
So by around 10 a.m. on Thursday morning, Tina Turner's iconic "What's Love Got to Do with It" saw a 230,000% boost in sales on Amazon.
Was that her biggest song? I grew up in the Tina Turner, at least the second coming of Tina. Tina and her abusive husband Ike were a thing in the 60s, and then by the time he got to the late 70s, 80s, Tina Turner as a solo act was the bomb, man.
Yeah,
Sexy woman, Tina Turner. She moved around, man. But
true performer.
I like that Proud Mary song.
A lot of people like
Proud
Mary.
That's just, it's got a vibe to it, right? Yeah, I like that one.
But I would have to say What's Love Got to Do with It? Just a different
vibe.
Yeah,
it's a little jam. I got you. What's Love Got to Do with It? I think it's like high school, college for me.
Okay.
I like slow dancing with your honey to that one, probably.
Number 3.
So what's the arena in Detroit? Auburn Hills, right, where the Malice in the Palace happened?
What now?
The basketball arena for the Pistons.
Yeah.
Auburn Hills.
Yeah, the Palace.
They had the Malice in the Palace.
Sure.
Well, we didn't have the Malice in the Palace. We had the Brawl at the Ballpark. Well, came close to it.
Yeah, I guess it looks like one of the who were they playing?
The Charlotte Knights, our Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah, so the Jumbo Shrimp are at home last night. The Charlotte Knights are there, and the fans are chirping at Charlotte's, I guess, like third baseman or something. And he's chirping back, and at some point he kind of went to the stands, threw a glove, hit a lady in the face. And
Man.
I would say all hockey sticks broke loose. It did not quite break loose.
It couldn't have been if. Whew, I couldn't imagine if it was somebody else with. Whew.
Right?
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's crazy. And I guess
I will say this: I don't care how old you are, what your physical conditioning is. Good luck hitting most guys, date or wife, in the face with a
Right.
glove. They're gonna be a fan on the field.
Ooh, fan
you hear
on the
me?
field.
Yeah, and there should be. And I don't care if you're 44 years old and that joker did that. Go get him. That's ridiculous, dude. And we'll deal with it after. We'll deal with it. First of all, we know anytime there's like an athlete fight, not much damage happens, right? It's all pushing and everyone gathers around.
Yeah.
But yeah, some little 24-year-old punk comes and throws a glove and hits your girl in the face. You have permission to go time and see what happens. It may not end well for you.
It might not.
But you're probably bowed up as good as you will be when something like that happens.
You got to.
Yeah, I'm not playing.
You have to. You can't just not. You got to do something.
Number 2.
Just for those that follow the YouTube stream, I would never type on it, Iodine 74 is a jackass. Yeah, he's just a jackass, Karen, or she is. So, that's the one that was complaining about Memorial Day. Getting it wrong. It's not for those who have served. Well, it is. Every single person honored on Memorial Day has served or serves. Every single one, because it's when you die in the line of duty. That's Memorial Day. We all get that, except Iodine 74, who's got to be just a complete JA.
Yeah.
Right, and then
always that guy.
then when I correct it, then you double respond. Yeah, that's all. It's been a very uplifting, positive day. This one in no way should, but I will call out Iodine 74 for being a total jackass.
You started off right. You know what I'm saying?
He's just a total jackass. He or she, right? And I will continue to let's remember those on Memorial Day. It is a holiday weekend, by the way. Iodine. I don't know what holidays are for you, but I don't know.
Number 2.
Iodine 74. I mean, what the hell is that?
Some good news for John Moran.
Yeah.
Nike has decided to release his newly limited edition shoe on the Sneakers app.
Okay.
And it sold out. According to reports, the shoes were going for $110, and they sold out in a matter of minutes.
Is that cheap for shoes these days, or is that about average, or what? Like, can you get a play like the other stars player shoes? Do they cost $110 or they're more?
No, LeBron's are like $180.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Jordans are $220.
It's always been that way, like out of whack. Cause even when I was like a kid, like you could go get a pair of sneakers for $12 somewhere, but if you were getting like the Adidas or Converse, they'd be 40 or 50. But obviously times and
so
prices
110
change.
is fairly cheap. Like Air Force Ones are like $100 now.
I got a great meme sent to me today from my Hawk brother.
Oh yeah.
Their player introductions. It's like player introductions in an NFL game, and Ja is going out on, and then they've superimposed a metal detector. He's got to walk through.
Got to walk through it.
That's good stuff.
Number 1.
And number 1, Memorial Day is upon us. Memorial Day was originally known as Decoration Day. The holiday began as a way to honor soldiers who died in the Civil War, but the day now honors all U.S. veterans who have sacrificed their lives for their country.
Yeah, for sure. And again, be careful. There's guys like Iodine 74 out there. If you tell someone Happy Memorial Day, I don't know how you honor it or how you reference it. What is the proper? There got to be something. I'm sure. All the rules and regulations on what you can and can't, should or shouldn't say, and these days, I'm sure somebody can tell you what I don't know. What is the proposed greeting? What's the proposed?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I'll ask AI. Maybe they can tell.
Like salute to you Memorial Day, or I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Thanks for serving, and I'm glad you're still here and not part of Memorial Day. I mean, how do you want me to say it, Iodine, you jackass? Just get one more in before we call it a day.
It's Feel Good Friday, man.
You're right. I paid it forward this morning, and I got this. What am I doing? I'm leaving here happy, healthy, and looking forward to a 3-day weekend, baby.
Matter of fact, go give another 20 to somebody.
I think I will on the way home. I told you where I may go today. I may give a lot more than 20.
Okay.
And that's our secret. Y'all don't know.
I don't know.
Introduce you to Jaguars today next. It's GFL Friday on The Drill.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
What's 1010XL's starting lineup?
The starting lineup.
Hicken and Prosser in the morning. Dempsey and Fat Tony with the Jazz. Joe C, Matt, Nia, and Leon midday. Frenchie, Brooks, and Carline afternoon. And Baloo and Hacker in the evening. Live and local all day. 1010XL.
Buying a car can be stressful, especially one sold as is or with no warranty. Do the 7, 10, or 30-day warranties leave you wondering what will happen on day 31?
Stop. Car buying doesn't need to be so stressful. Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet now offer the exclusive Beaver Certified program protecting your used car for 7 years or 100,000 miles. That's right, certified Hondas, Fords, Nissans, and any other make you consider now come with the peace of mind you deserve. Shop worry-free at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. If you've ever considered owning a quality diamond of a carat or more, now's the time to buy. From now until May 27th, we're holding our big diamond sale, and now is the best time to buy a quality diamond. These are a few reasons why. First, prices for high-quality big diamonds continue to go up. Second, we've arranged with our primary diamond cutters to take their stock of big diamonds on consignment prior to them being offered to the trade at next week's International Jewelry Show in Las Vegas. You can buy from this huge assortment at the lowest prices we ever sell for. All of these diamonds are graded for cut, color, and clarity and have independent laboratory grading reports. Now, along with this vast collection of big diamonds, we put all of our own meticulously selected loose diamonds and solitaires on sale at prices from 3% to 25% off. We also take trade-ins. But remember, this sale ends May 27th at Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the Shops of Ponte Vedra.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Shark Coatings. I did it. You did it. A lot of you are doing it, and everyone is oh so happy when they do it. The boys from Shark Coatings will take care of you. Go to sharkfloorcoatings.com. Sharkfloorcoatings.com. It's real easy. Get the free estimate, man. They'll come out, they'll measure it up, they'll tell you how much it is, then they'll let you pick a pattern. You pick that pattern, you got to see it to believe it, man. And after that, they take over. They get it done in 1 day. 1 day. It's so much better than the epoxy. You get a 15-year warranty. It's anything concrete, pools, driveways, patios. A lot of us are doing our garages, though. New construction, set your install date. Go to sharkfloorcoatings.com. You will thank me later.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 26, 1993, Major League Baseball's Carlos Martinez famously hits a ball off Jose Canseco's head for a home run in the 7-6 win over Texas.
Black Sheep Restaurant has been serving up delicious food and drinks to the community for 13 amazing years. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. We want to thank Jacksonville for your unwavering support throughout the years. Our last shift will be on May 27th. It's been an honor to be a part of the Jacksonville food scene, and we hope to see you at Bellwether and Orsay. Thank you for your patronage, and let's make these last days at Black Sheep unforgettable.
Garrett Scantling here, sports fans. I'm still feeling great from the treatment and care I received from Dr. Acevedo and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. George Acevedo. Thanks to Garrett Scantling for those nice words. And if you have foot and ankle issues, visit Southeast Orthopedic Specialists today.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Come to Bowden Eye for all your eye care needs. Hicken here. Did you know that dry eye disease affects up to 60 million Americans? Dry eye disease is known to progress. Dry eye disease is one of the most common but least diagnosed eye conditions doctors see in their patients. Many of us who have dry eye may not even feel it. At Bowden Eye & Associates, visit today for your personal consultation. Keeping the First Coast focused. Bowden Eye & Associates. New location now open off County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Denny Thompson here. Tyson Sound & Security is hiring salespeople right now. If you want to sell new tech security cameras or home automation, Tyson Sound & Security is looking for you. Tyson Sound & Security is hiring for sales positions, and they will train you to be successful. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. That's 762-1000. Hiring for sales positions right now. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet, keeping 1010XL on track with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
All right, listen, the auction, before we introduce you to Mike, and let's see, he's got Tommy Mack in here with him for today's Jaguars Today. I want to remind you that Walk-Off Charities has an auction going on, and we got a little competition going. Who do you want to play golf with the most? Well, you can find out. We'll find out because the auction site is open up. Go to Walk-Off. Just Google Walk-Off Charities auction site. I'm sure I've got an email address in front of me, but I don't have it right in front of me. So it opened up this morning at 6 a.m. Right now, I'm the only one that they bid on. I'm just saying. Now, there's part of me that you got to know how to play this game, Tommy. Like, there's certain golf courses and who you would play with at the golf courses. They got that new. What's the new golf course down there, Mike? I'll bring you on in now.
Where's that?
You know, the one it's called Stillwater. What's it called? Or Sweetwater or whatever. It's
Sweetwater.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Well, that's one of those courses that's up for the auction. And so they said, Jeff, where will you take 3 Googans to go play to earn money for the Walk-Off Charities? I said, well, why don't we go to the new place, Sweetwater? I bet a lot of people haven't played there.
There you go. I'd like to take them to Timuquana if they'd allow me to.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, that one.
Do I have to pay for
that
this?
That one wasn't on there.
Palencia.
Palencia's good. I like Palencia.
Yeah, that's another good
Waiting for that member for a day to come back around. It's been a few years, man. Used to get those member for a day emails, Jeff, and I go out there like I'm going to buy a villa or something. Like,
Is Augusta on there?
I just came to play. What's that?
Augusta.
You're right, exactly. Pebble Beach, please. So what's up?
You can go to walkoffcharities.com right now, and you'll find the auction on there, and you can play. I know that, Hick's doing one, Frank's doing one, I'm doing one. I think maybe Ricky Ballou is one. So anyway, you want to go? It's a good way to raise some money. You'll we'll have a fun day golfing. I can guarantee you that. What you got coming up today, my brother?
We got Jaguar Talk.
Sure.
Jeff, you might know we do that a little bit every day. Tom McManus is here. Obviously, we talk about the change at kicker, and I did some research. I got some interesting thoughts on, because I heard what you were talking about this morning, and at first glance, you're like, wow, Brandon McManus, what's up with the accuracy? But I dug a little bit deeper into that, and so we'll talk about that.
There's a kickoff factor here too. Patterson was
there's
not
definitely
good.
a kickoff factor.
So that's important. I think it was just strange. Listen, it's very rare that a productive player, a successful player, out of nowhere is gone. So I think it caught us off guard from that end. But clearly, it's something they've been exploring.
Think too with the new kickoff rule. Like if you fair catch it between the goal line and the 25. You get it at the 25-yard line. You kick it through the end zone. It's a 20 still, right? So, or am I wrong about that?
25.
Is it still? If you kick it through the end zone, it's 25.
25, yeah.
Okay.
It was that last year, to be honest.
All right.
They changed
right over my head.
I know they changed, but the touchback rule to the 25 had changed before this. That's been a couple of years.
Then I wonder how much that really is going to impact.
Well, now that you can – well, here's the thing that's strange is now that you can wave your hand and get it at the 25, does it do you an advantage to have a guy that can kick it high and soft and land it at the 4? It used to be.
Right, but you can fair catch it there.
That's what I'm saying. So, maybe Riley Patterson was not good. I think his touchback percentage was only like 50% or something, so maybe that was down. But now –
right, can you sky it to the 5-yard line and
if
have
you
the
do,
same
it doesn't
effect?
matter.
Right.
Because they're going to just raise their hand and get it at the 25. Now – some teams elect to kick it out of the end zone every time because they want to make sure you're only starting at the 25. So to that end, maybe this is
I don't doubt that that's a factor, the kickoff leg strength, but I just think this expands the Jaguars' ability to score. The ones McManus misses are typically ones they wouldn't even let Riley Patterson try.
And by the way, we talked some about the high altitude and does that contribute, but he attempted and made more 50-yarders away from home than at home last year. So he's going to try him no matter where he is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his career long 61 came on the road.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, it's Stillwater Golf Club.
Stillwater.
Of course it is.
All right. I haven't played
but you can have a Sweetwater.
Stillwater.
Yeah. Well, I need you to help me out,
McManus
Tommy. I
doesn't
keep
know.
looking at Tommy. He's the
I
only
just
one
did
in
the
here.
whole, that sounds good.
Right,
That
correct.
sounds right.
I mean, I know he can't help me.
I just went along with it.
All right, Jaguars today's coming up next. You guys have a terrific show.
All
Enjoy
right.
your long weekend, and everyone out have a blessed Memorial Day. And we'll see you again on Tuesday. So long.
It's not the Jaguars anymore. Like, it's the mother effing Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Grilling stuff.
3 double cheeseburgers with everything.
Fixing stuff.
Let's go to work.
Drinking stuff.
You know a lot about beer. He knows a lot about everything.
1010XL's Man's Man.
Bring it,